Try to set the night on fire, yeah. You know that it would be untrue. You know that I would be a liar if I was to say to you, girl, we couldn't get much higher. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on fire. Try to set the night on fire, yeah. Try to set the night on fire. Try to set the night on fire.
Hello, friends. It's a show, it's a podcast, it's us, it's all about video games. It's the DayOne Show, episode 319. God, that's a large, impressive number. As you may or may not know, DayOne is a fiercely independent and entirely community-driven publication, and it's only made possible by you lovely lot watching, listening, or interacting wherever you are. So big shout out to everybody that supports us directly, be it Legacy Patreon members, DayOne membership, anything like that, YouTube members. We love you all equally, but big shout outs to our grand benefactors, Croat56, Assassin, and our two amazing CEOs, Kevin S. and Torn Raptor. Today, we're mixing it up because Nick's on holiday, and in true special Nick fashion, because he is a special guy in our hearts and minds, he was like, I want to be on the show. And we were like, okay, but it's going to be midnight where you are. He's like, okay. He's like, I'm on holiday, but we'll figure it out. And then he messages us and says, this is not good. This is not conducive to podcasting at midnight. Surprise. So the lovely Sam Tolbert has joined us once again. So please give him a warm welcome. Round of applause from the automatic machine, please. Machine. Love it. Great. Welcome back, Sam.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute for the main show, right? We know we had you earlier this week.
No, I'm being serious. I'm not being facetious. I was on the main show, but it's been years.
It's been a while.
If you go through some reason, I think Nick's feeling full of himself. We haven't had many guests on for a while.
I can tell you how I know it's been a long time. It was pre-ABK. That's how I know it's been a long time.
That is a while ago.
Remember,
Nick doesn't want other people to talk.
We've got the lovely Jessie here as well, managing things and making it all look pretty. And obviously, the most important person, you lot.
Yeah.
Hello to everybody in the chat. Welcome. I know that it's miserable and everyone's feeling grumpy.
What do you mean? Games are better than ever. What I've been playing is so fun.
The irony, right? The video games are better than ever. It's just, unfortunately, everything else that's kind of sucky. But we're going to try and have fun. We're going to try and lighten the mood. Let's not get into the being frothing at the mouth rage today, or at least we'll try not to. But we'll have some healthy debate. But before we do any of that, let's actually talk about the thing that brought us all here and the reason that we do what we do, and that is wonderful, wonderful video games. With Nick out on vacation, I would like to invite the lovely Sam to take the floor and tell us, what have you been playing this week? And we can include previews that you may have just finished writing up for SGF.
Yeah, so I'll include my last round of previews, I guess, because there were a couple of embargoes that mercifully were not the day or two after I got back home, which for me, and like, I know John's going to roll his eyes and hear me complaining about this because he had a flight back to the UK, but for me, it's like, oh no, I lose the entire day because I live in South Carolina, so I'm flying all the way back and you lose those 3 hours. He's just like, yeah.
It's true, bro. Like, side tangent before you get stuck in.
No, please.
Like, they gave the Halo guys gave me the build for Halo,
right?
And it ran out at 4 p.m. the Wednesday. Mm-hmm. I landed 11 a.m. that morning, and I had to be like, run back, install, capture some footage. It was the most jet lag preview I have ever put together in my life. But yes, I empathize.
I had the 8-hour layover in LA, wait over in LA because of the only direct flight back was at 9:30 at night. So I wrote a couple previews in the airport, and I was the little headset mic on the SteelSeries headset I have was actually good enough where I could talk in the middle of an airport and you only heard me. It just didn't sound great. There was no background noise, but it was very obviously compressed to only take my voice.
Honestly, that's still kind of
it
a
was
plus.
shockingly
That's still like a
good.
positive bullet point.
It's the Arctis Nova, Omni, whatever. They have such long ass names. It's these ones.
Okay.
And they've got the AI mic that like actually was very good, but I still ended up I like set the videos up to like a really shitty temp track of audio and then redid the audio when I got home at 5 a.m. the next day. It's fun.
Nice.
Jeez, Nick, let Sam talk for Christ's sake. Oh wait,
Nope.
let Sam.
It hasn't been 5 minutes and I'm done. So no.
Anyone's rude, anyone does anything ugly, like we just blame Nick. Nick is
it's Nick's fault today. We're in charge now, Nick.
But yeah, I'll just include my last round of previews because one that was particularly interesting that I think I did talk a little tiny bit about before on headlines was the Clive Barker's Hellraiser revival. Really late embargo on that one. Really good game from Saber Interactive. I had zero expectations going in. I booked it for the sheer novelty. I'll freely admit, and I was completely blown away. They have a really cool thing going there with like a mixture of Resident Evil style, grid inventory. You can only have so much space for your weapons and ammo and all that. You got to craft supplies, but then also there's BioShock powers with the Genesis Cube that you've got. It's really cool. I really, really enjoyed it. It's one of the previews that has stuck with me the most by far coming out of SG.
Wow, that's. I mean, there was a lot of great games, so that's
a lot of great games.
Words.
It's no. There were a ton of other great games, but I think the reason it sticks out, John, is just because of how impressive it was compared to how low my expectations were going.
Fair.
I think that makes it stick out. But yeah, that's October. Jesse, correct me if I'm wrong. October 4th, I think.
Yeah, it's like right around Gears time. Though Gears is technically October 1st if we're reviewing it because it's early access and we'll have it before that. So, and I'm guessing this is like 15 hours, I think they said. So, or 12 to 15. So this would be an easy one to. Yes, it'd be easy to do in a day or two. So, I am excited.
I'll do Gears. You're doing Hellraiser. Is that how we're working this?
No,
out?
you literally took everything else this year from them.
No, everything I wanted has been delayed till 2027.
No, you're taking Halo, and you're still getting Fable. You'll be fine.
I jest. Anyway, sorry. Carry on.
Yeah, a couple of other previews that I just got out. Nekome Nazi Hunter.
That was great.
That game needs more time. That game. I like the concept. I like what they're going for. I see the vision. I truly do. I am not convinced that game will be ready by early 2027. It needs a significant delay from what I played. And then let's see what else. I know there was one more that I wanted to mention as well. Oh, Turok Origins, another Saber joint. That was a lot of fun. Really good co-op game. Like it was just, I don't have anything too in-depth. It's the Space Marine 2 multiplayer co-op mission structure, but with Native American dinosaur hunters. It's really cool.
Of course it is. From the future or the past.
I think it's actually technically both. I think. Yeah, I know. Canonically, so someone can double check me on that. Yeah, but
it gets really weird. But yeah, no, that one, I like this era of Saber taking all of their disparate tech that they've made and just making a bunch of cool shit with them. Like it's been really fun.
Saber has really hit the ground running the past couple of years. They've been doing some really cool stuff. I mean, they did cool stuff in the past. I'm not trying to disparage their past work, but
they're cooking with gas.
They're locked in.
Yeah.
Space Marine 2, I think back a couple of years ago was the moment where I went, oh, like you know what you're doing now. You really have a vision. So
I think it's their price range as well for Saber, like comparatively to a lot of other AAA publishers. Like they seem to often target that $40-$50 range to kind of almost say to the consumer, this is going to last you a couple of weekends of good laughs with your mates or whatever the case may be. You'll have your fun. You'll play, you'll move on. Maybe we'll throw some DLC content in. You can come back in a couple of weekends' time. But none of them are trying to be like, this is the only game that you need to play ever.
No.
Do you know what I mean? And that's a great attitude.
That's what I've loved, especially, I'll go back to it about Space Marine 2. And I really hope Space Marine 2 is the model they're using for Turok Origins and how they'll support it, because they've been very good about like, hey, every couple of months, we'll add a new mission for free, or maybe there will be some new cosmetics, or maybe, just maybe, there might be a paid DLC that's like just paid extra cosmetics if you want to chuck 10 more bucks our way. You don't have to. All the big updates are free. Like, but also it doesn't feel like that game is consuming my life. It's just like, hey, every couple of months, check back in, play it for a day, maybe for 3, then go back to whatever you're else doing. I like that. It's really cool. So yeah, Turok Origins, I'm definitely going to have some co-op fun with like my brothers and their friends and all that. That'll be a lot of fun. Let's see what else. Oh, another big thing. So I wanted to play this back when it first came out, but I've had to be a little more cash careful this year for obvious reasons. And so I was saving up a little bit, and then timing wise, it ended up coinciding with not Indiana Jones, with 007 First Light. In terms of when I'd be able to buy a game. So I just ended up waiting until I got back home. But I've been playing Saros, the PS5 game from Housemarque. I really like Housemarque. Housemarque is one of my favorite teams over at PlayStation by far. I really appreciate their design ideology with like not forgetting their arcade roots and just committing to, no, it's just, yeah, we're doing the sad dad structure of, the third person gruff character, but we still have arcade, Galaga enemies that do the dozens and dozens of orbs and stuff like that. They had that in Returnal, and this is basically more of the same. Saros is basically Returnal too. I'm not all the way through it. I've only put about 5 hours into it so far, but I'm having fun. I really like it.
It is a very fun video game that gets held down in the, I guess you would say, sonification of it. It's really focused on its story, and I don't think it's a good one. So whenever I was playing it, having a lot of fun. But then the progression, for some reason, they really, really did not want this one to be seen as a roguelite. So it is just grind up, level up, and you can beat it pretty easy compared to the first game.
Yeah, that's definitely fair. Like, Returnal obviously does have some permanent progression, a couple of things that you get. But
those take a while to get.
It takes a very long time to get. Like, Hades is more generous with the permanent progression and stuff. So like that is one thing I've noticed. It hasn't bugged me so far, but like I said, I'm only about 5 hours in, so I can definitely see myself having a different opinion by the time I finish it. But again, so far the actual gameplay, they have these equivalents to like the Slayer gates in the Doom games, where you have like an extra challenging zone. I think they're called Nightmare Tears or something like that. But anyways, those are a blast. Those really get your heart rate up. They're a lot of adrenaline, a lot of fun.
Yeah. I think like Jesse felt very similarly about Saros. Like, this is a really good video game. Just story's kind of like,
And it wouldn't matter if it wasn't. It's just it's a huge part of it. Like the whole game ends up being really focused on the story, and you will get 15 to 25 minute long segments sometime where you're just going through like story stuff. And I was like, I just want to go jump and shoot.
Yeah, I mean that's Housemarque absolutely aligning with their owners at this point, right? And good for them. Like, stay alive, do work.
I mean, I worry about them, but I worry about half the industry right now. So like that's.
We'll be talking about that.
We'll get to that. So I don't know. I just, if they have to do the whole sad dad Sony thing, like that's fine. I just want them to still make the gameplay that I've loved before. They keep doing that. I'll keep being happy with Housemarque.
Nice. I've been playing a few things this week, but before I get into them, I'm going to just give the people what they want. It's been a very warm day, and it's meant to be over 34 tomorrow, 34 degrees centigrade. So I don't know. That's like whatever that is in Fahrenheit, 80 something. It's a hot day for us people in England. So it's very much here's some ASMR for you.
That'd be 93.
This is lovely.
93
This is a lovely
Fahrenheit.
peach, mango, and lime cider. Oh, can you feel refreshed, listeners?
Actually, I do. That actually sounds really good. Yeah.
Sounds really good, right?
It sounds really good. I would be popping the cider myself, except it's a little too early for me.
And for anyone at YouTube watching this, non-alcoholic cider, so we don't have to change anything about our.
That's true. This is
monetization.
Yeah.
We didn't say anything about alcohol.
I've got something in my eye.
We got, I can read them more easily than you because I'm the only one that gets them.
Go for it.
We've got a super tip from Invady1984 who says, no need to answer now. Haha. But do you think we will get an Xbox Ally X25? The X20 looks good, but it would look better in crystal green. No.
No, I do not think we will get that. I'm sorry to say.
Hardware is such a crapshoot right now, with even Apple going, our prices are going to go up, and they are the best on the planet when it comes to the logistics behind hardware and keeping the prices down. They don't keep their costs down. But.
No. Truth be told, I'm still kind of reeling in shock that we're getting the translucent green 25th anniversary Xbox and controller. Well, not the controller so much, like the controller they could figure out.
Definitely feels like this was something they had in the works long enough for it to not get completely torpedoed, but I'm going to be very curious to see what the actual stock of availability is
and the retail cost of it. Is it going to be the same cost as what's the Galaxy Xbox Series?
It's only
X,
1 terabyte,
the green and black.
Only 1 terabyte.
It's only 1 terabyte, and that's going to help them.
Okay.
Sure.
That's why Earth was like, oh man, he's got the Galaxy too. He's like, oh, it's gonna be rough going back to 1. But you know what's funny?
Just put it all apart.
The SSD for Xboxes hasn't really gone up that much because it literally only works there. You can't just take it and sell it somewhere else for more money. It only works on an Xbox.
I'll never forget a few months ago, start of the year, I was telling another friend of mine, like, hey, good news, the Xbox SSD looks reasonable to buy now. Bad news, the Xbox SSD looks reasonable to buy now.
Compared to the rest of the freaking market.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Good Lord. In terms of stuff I've put out this week and things I've been playing, in terms of like the thing I've actually been pumping a reasonable amount of time in that I completed the game, was a adorable little platformer named Junkster. The developers for this one, Stormcloud Games, based in Dundee, Scotland, here in the UK, emailed me before I went out to SGF, and they were like, hey, and I was like, oh, is it Play Anywhere? Because maybe it can be my playing game and I'll try and tackle it. It looks cute. I'll give it a go. It's been a long while since I've played any kind of 3D platformer. And they were like, yeah, it is. But then, Microsoft's systems weren't working and Play Anywhere wasn't available until I got back. So I played it over the weekend after my return from SGF and published the review on Monday ahead of the Game Pass launch on Tuesday, where it launched everywhere. It's on all consoles. And it's not the best game ever or anything like that, but it is a lovely, smart, family-friendly 3D platformer. You're collecting cogs. You play this cute little junkyard robot called 13. He's got a wrench. He's got some unintrusive, not difficult combat. He can smash people. And there's aliens and other robots and things like that. The twist is that he can build stuff out of different types of blocks that he can hoover from the environment. So they all have you constructing bridges, constructing different types of robots to solve puzzles. And it is just a really smart, doesn't outstay its welcome. 20 levels. Some of them are quick, run through jaunts. Some of them are like, figure this puzzle out. But I really liked it for what it was. Like, I think that they did a really, really good job. It's their own IP. It's their own self-published game. And I do wish them the best of luck. I hope a lot of people pick it up. I didn't see many reviews for it. It runs flawlessly. I pretty much played 90% of this on the handheld. I only booted it up to capture this footage just so that I could get a review together because we were under a bit of time pressure with all the SGF embargoes. But it's if you're on Xbox, it's on Game Pass. It's good fun. I would recommend, especially if you've got young'uns in the house, because I think they'd have a good time with it. I know I did. Outside of that, I pushed out previews for Join Us, which is a new create your own cult game from Wolf House Games. Jank is the order of the day. It does feel like a lot of those sorts of games you might play on PC, like kind of unfinished, rough around the edges, but the humor and the writing is like chef's kiss. Check out the preview. I don't think I've seen much hype for it, but I think this might be one that quietly gathers a big player base like a cult itself before you suddenly know it and everyone is talking about it, because the humor and the writing is really hot. You played the preview as well, right?
That was one that I got out last week. I did get my preview out for that last week. I think you and I are of exactly the same mind on it. It's very janky, but the writing is fun and the subject matter is darkly humorous. There's something there. I definitely think it might have a good shot at taking off on PC. PC seems like the platform that will resonate with that kind of game. for sure.
100%, especially with 4-player co-op. It's kind of got that friend slot managing the world vibe along with combat. So carnage things could happen. It's that kind of game. But in particular, though, I think like I was chuckling to myself as I was playing the demo, like with the developers, and they were kind of all watching us. Controller support was a little rough. Like I tried playing it on pad for about 2 minutes, and I was like, "Nope, it's not ready yet."
They explicitly recommended that we use mouse and keyboard for the previews. So
it was a bit wonky. We'll put it that way.
We have 2 other super chats if we don't want to.
Oh, go on. You can go on. Give us another one.
Crypto Cody. Saber represents sustainability that others ignore.
Yeah, I can agree with that. They scope their projects in a really smart way.
And another Saber-related super tip from Matt the Rat 117. Can't wait to play Hellraiser with one hand.
Oh, that's not the visual image I wanted.
But that is exactly what
that is the visual image you'll get playing Hellraiser.
Yeah, that's what the devs wanted.
You literally, I know I talked with Jesse about this. Like you start the demo and you go out into the main hall and there's just murals of people banging all over the place, and
you're in a sex shop essentially, medieval Resident Evil looking sex store.
Great. Sounds hot.
There's so many dildos and ball gags. My God.
Yeah. It's like looking around your own bedroom, isn't it? Hey, lads. Lads. Yeah, I also pushed out, let's change it into something cute. Pushed out a preview for the very adorable Bad Magpie, another UK development team based in London, I believe, called Milktooth. Who are following in the steps of House and Untitled Goose Game with another mischievous bird, isometric-y type.
The worst bird
puzzle
too.
Platformer suck. Thinger. He is a bad magpie, but you feel sorry for this magpie because he's got a broken wing and he can't fly with his pals, and he does have a talent for arson. I just like this is just an adorable indie. This isn't 10 years ago, 15 years ago, this would be absolutely like one of the top billing games on like summer Xbox Live of Arcade or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Like there's the way that indie games have just kind of elevated so much over the last kind of decade and a half is kind of crazy, where there's lots of things that play like this, but this one stands out. I think the animation is great, the art is great, the sense of humor is great, and it is just lovely. That is the word I would attach to this as you play it. It is just charming to play, full of good humor. I'm looking forward to playing through this one and solving all the puzzles and collecting all the shiny things. I think they've done a really good job. It felt great. Again, played this one on handheld and on Xbox dev kits. But they're still saying 2027 for this, perhaps to stay out of the way of the carnage that is the rest of this year, and wisely so. But definitely want to check out. It's also coming to Game Pass. And then the last couple I'll mention is there's a preview for Erosion out, which I feel like is being criminally overlooked by players. Like, I do not understand why there is not more hype for this. Like, I saw another preview. I think it might have been Polygon said that it's going to do for like twin stick shooter roguelikes what Hades did for the roguelike genre. In that Erosion feels really good to play, and it's got a really smart premise. It's got this time travel mechanic where if you die more than 3 times, the world advances 10 years and your decisions then play out a ton of different timelines and decisions to then check out and pursue. And it played fantastically. Like, probably one of my favorite things that I played the entire weekend of SGF. And I played a lot of games. I really want to play this more because I feel like I would just be locked in and addicted to it for hours and hours and hours at a time. And yet, for some reason, I just don't feel like there's much buzz out there for it, and I do not understand why. Is it because of the graphics and, people are like, "No, where's my ray tracing realism?" I don't know. But hopefully the people will wake up and realize when the playtest hits, which I think is on June 23rd. And then the last one is, I played it yesterday and I thought it was a really good laugh, was Last Man Sitting. Did you see this? Came out months ago. It is another, it's kind of like Vampire Survivors, like Survivor.
It's a roguelite because you are shooting. It's not them shooting, because that's the whole Survivor. It's not an auto shooter. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's got all the things that you collect and your bar fills up. You select a new weapon or an upgrade, yada, yada, yada. Except the entire game, you are a man on a chair an office chair, and you're rolling around like you're in an office with guns.
Man, our streams look
I found
pretty
it
good
relentlessly entertaining.
for you just sending me footage over Discord. This looks pretty good.
Yeah,
I'm
I
always
love our
shocked.
technology stack. It's great. But this is pretty cheap. It's available on Steam. I don't know if it's out on consoles.
I don't think so.
could be
I haven't seen
wrong.
that. And I see
but,
everything.
Just a really fun little game. That's it. That's all the games I've been playing. I haven't had much time for everything else because it's been accounts week here in the UK, financial year ends and all of that jazz. So there's been a lot of boring admin work that's been very stressful. But it's over now. It's over now. But yeah. What about you, Jesse? What have you been playing?
I haven't played anything.
Oh, cool. Moving on.
Sorry, I've
Come on.
I've unfortunately played way too much. Had a Hot Wheels Infinite Rush preview go out. It's essentially like Forza Horizon Hot Wheels Light because you've got 4 smallish but still fairly large islands that you go through, trying to collect over, I think it was like 140 or 114. I can't. My memory is hazy. Different Hot Wheels. One of the new mechanics outside of just not being a track racer and being like a semi-open world game. You have 4 classes of Hot Wheels. You got your all-rounders, your great at drifters, your gigantic tank monsters, and your speed demons, to try and go through all the different familiar events. And one of the main ones they showed off was the Daredevil race. Every once in a while, a daredevil with a big old skull just shows up in the world. You go find him, track them down, challenge them to a race, and if you win, you get their car. Controlled real well. Was all about the drifting into the boosting. Nothing super fancy, but it all felt good. And I like the fact that the tracks don't put up blockers. So if you get pretty good, you can just cut like every corner pretty severely, and they're perfectly fine with it because it's freaking Hot Wheels. It's about having fun.
Yeah.
It
Nice.
looks
That
really
sounds
nice. Yeah, and I got some payola. Whenever you did the preview, you could go in, and then they just let you reach into a sack, and you get to keep your hand, but you get a Hot Wheel. So now
curious,
I've got a
actually,
little
like-
Hot Wheel.
While you're talking about like racing games, did you, Sam, get to try Clutch?
No, I did not. I have heard a couple of other people have some interest in it.
Yeah. I've seen lots of generally positive previews on it, and I bumped into Mike Brown from Maverick Games on the last day. I was like, "We didn't get to play. We didn't get it." He's like, "Don't worry, there'll be more opportunities." I'm like, "Okay." But yeah, I was just curious if you played it.
No, unfortunately, I didn't. My friend David Burdett over at Gaming Trend did get to play
That
it.
guy.
I think he
Oh,
has-
nice.
I think he has a preview up right now. I believe he does. So yeah, everyone I know who played it seemed to really enjoy it. Which I mean, it's a bunch of former Playground Games devs making another racing game. That really doesn't surprise
grappling
me
hook.
at all. So
With a grappling hook, yeah. It's fun. What else have you been playing, Jess?
This one's hard to remember because I finished it before, like a week before we even went to LA. But the Adventures of Elliot of the Millennium Tales. I've seen some weird pushback online from people who just really want everyone to hate it. It's like I get the translation's not great. It's very like on the nose. No one would actually really talk like this. Incredibly nice, and every character, bar one, is like the nicest person you'll ever meet. So there isn't a ton of flavor or like variety in them. They're all just, in the end, they're all great people. And Elliot himself is like the perfect human who never makes a mistake and is just the most self-sacrificing. So that's dumb. But the graphics, gameplay, and sound are pretty great. I ended up really enjoying those parts of it. It's following a formula. It's very much going for that old school Zelda feel. And I think that nails it pretty well. I quite enjoyed it overall. You can roll credits and get a really bad ending in about 7 to 9 hours, or work at it and do a bit of a grind and get there's a bad ending, a fairly okay good ending that doesn't really answer everything, and then a true ending which explains everything and goes in the weirdest goddamn ways you could ever imagine. There's interdimensional cat people. It gets weird.
okay.
But overall, it's good. I showed John some of the screenshots of me talking with a cat out in the middle of the galaxy, and it was
weird.
It was weird.
It looks nice though.
It's not as weird as the lovely, fantastic, amazing, highest rated thing this year on OpenCritic and Metacritic now, I think. Well, not Metacritic because someone gave it a 4 for being racist. Is Dave the Diver in the Jungle. So this is an expansion for the base game.
Like, what? Dave the Diver is racist?
Essentially, you're going to a village that's, like classic Southeast Asian, not technologically super savvy, and you're, I guess, bringing civilization to them. So the person really, the white Englishman from England didn't like that. Korean dev, I'm sure there's a ton of politics around Asia that I will never understand. But it's funny because the entire review is like, this is amazing. Everything about this is great. 4 out of 10. I'm going to tell you, that's your prerogative. But yeah, so Dave the Diver moves it from a fully 2D to a 3/4 view for most of it. So it's more Diablo-like on the camera, just giving you depth on moving up and down. But it still has a heavy emphasis on these over-the-top animations, which I love for its pixel art style. Like Muna here becoming friggin' James Bond when she's making the new thing, which is the jungle gun, which fixes one of the main problems a lot of people had with the original, where you could just bring one type of gun down with you, but then there would be fights that all benefit better if you have the shotgun or the sniper or anything like that. Because it's not mostly about combat, but there can be combat with some very mean fish when you're in the water. $10 and better than most games, and it's just an expansion. And they did change it so you don't need to beat the whole game now. That was a change for launch, because before it was you have to beat the whole game, which can be like 50 hours. And I think they realized, we can just let people go over here and do this thing. Though once you do go over there, you have to beat it before you can go back. But it's got turn-based combat. It's got everything from the base game's loop of diving for fish, bringing them back to the grill. Now it's not a sushi restaurant, but it's a grill because it's fresh water. So you can't do sushi with those. It just adds a ton of shit. It's all really good. And I found a bug, a game-breaking bug that was tied to this boar chase sequence that's playing right now. If you had VSync at like 120, it broke the logic of the game and everything went way too fast. And so it would never trigger the end of the chase sequence. And the chase sequence itself was running 3 times faster than normal. So the fact that I beat it, I'm still pretty impressed by that, because I had to memorize everything. It's fantastic. Cannot praise Dave the Diver and pretty much everything it's put out since. But there's it would take 30 minutes to go over all the different gameplay mechanics in there. There's shooting galleries and Pokemon style bug fights and catching bugs, and the whole relationship system with everyone in the thing. There's 30 different. If you ever played the base game, they did that again. It feels more like a sequel than just a $10 expansion.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
That's cool. That's very impressive.
And again, indie developers.
They're not indie. They're owned by Nexon.
Okay, well.
Didn't they break away, or am I hallucinating and that was a different team?
Did Mint Rocket fully break away? Mint Rocket, Nexon. I know there was something there. Oh, they did. They spin them off.
Yeah. So
they are now indie
now. Yeah. They are now indie. Yay.
See, I knew I was right. But I did not know.
They're still supported by Nexon. They're not. They're more like with them, but not directly under them.
Good for them.
Thankfully, it's not Crafton. I still wonder what the hell's going on with Tango. The last thing was one that got thrown at us by Mike Rose of No More Robots, and I played through it in a night and a morning, called "Thank You for Your Application." It is a one of the negative reviews on it used the word "papers, please" in it 20 times or something. I was like, you don't have to constantly compare, but it's one of those where you are working in an office in a dystopian 2066, where the company you must live in this city. You must work, and so now you're the arbiter of who gets a job and who doesn't, based on these things here. Candidates must provide a resume. Only graduates of this university will be considered, and that changes all the time on various things. And so you got to go through, check their paperwork. If they don't have it, you have to ask them for it. If they don't got it or they don't match the requirements, you put them in this red folder here and you reject them. Or they go in the good folder, you keep them, you mess up, your stress goes up, your stress hits 35%, game over. And it's got a whole through line quest story thing that's really interesting. My main issue with the game is that if you ever fail those quests, that's it. They're gone. can never get them back. And so you miss a lot of really cool story stuff. So I ended up save scumming a fair amount and probably played 33% longer than I would have had to otherwise. But overall, solid. And we got an email today, already recouped all of its development cost in like a day or two on Steam.
Nice.
So
that's good to hear.
That is good. See, again, indie developers kicking butt, taking names. I love to see it. Like, why wouldn't you? Yeah, like on the games front, like it's fair to say, you know, we're halfway through. I think it's the longest day tomorrow, right, of the year. So that is halfway through the year. And it's been incredible. 2026 has been amazing for the number and variety and sheer quality of the video games we're playing. And we've still got so many more amazing things to come, all of them in the next, like, 3 months before GTA. Yay! But it's the other side of that coin, of course, is the stuff that has got us all worried and fan bases in concern, and that is just what's going on with everything in this industry. It's all a bit buggered. Where do we begin? Let's talk about Microsoft. We did. I mean, it feels like a little bit like a repeat session here because we talked a little bit about the news on headlines when Sam joined us on Tuesday. But just for the sake of brevity, I'll summarize a few things. Jason Schreier. Well, first, Rebecca Valentine, I think, over at Kotaku reported that Compulsion Games was facing closure. Jason Schreier followed up that report with one from Bloomberg saying that Ninja Theory and Double Fine are also on the chopping block. It's worth saying, and Jason has been keen to stress this, nothing has been closed yet. Many of the studios in question here are negotiating for their futures. The scuttlebutt and the rumors out there are plentiful. We've got Linus Tech Tips saying that, hey, if you're not working,
he's repeating the Broussard
Bethesda
guy.
Yeah.
Who they're all repeating Grums. So
okay, but either way, the rumors are out there that if you're not working for Bethesda Game Studios or come on, help me out. What's the other one part of Bethesda?
Arcane.
Sauce.
Like,
Arcane.
Sauce, like, is that the Max Online Studios or?
I'm not sure. But effectively, if you're not, that was the phrase. If you're not working on Fallout or Elder Scrolls, you're out of there. I mean, that's a bold statement. Are we really expecting id to be closed, Arcane to be closed, like ZeniMax Online? I mean, they're working on Elder Scrolls, so technically no. But Machine Games, are you really after Indiana Jones? You're going to throw that team out? Like, I don't see it personally. But we don't know yet, and that's the thing. Everyone's acting like it's all already happened. That being said, I think it's fair to say that some things are definitely going to happen, and Jason Schreier described it as a bloodbath and that it was going to be bad.
Well, I know Nate described it as a bloodbath. I don't know if Jason also did.
Jason used the word bloodbath, yeah.
Talking to each other. They're the same person.
Maybe. Now, one bit of news I think that came out after we discussed it all on Tuesday was that Microsoft knew that Ninja Theory would be on the chopping block going into the Xbox showcase. Ergo, they deliberately, and bear in mind, this is just on reporting. Nothing has come out of Microsoft yet. But effectively, the discussion points are that they knew going into the showcase that, Senua would be shown, despite the fact that Ninja Theory was under threat of closure or being spun off or whatever the case may be. There's been lots of reaction to that. I saw some very passionate reaction from Jeff Grubb, extremely passionate reaction from the Kind of Funny team. They knew, outrage, anger, grr. Totally get it. I've also seen some discussion points that said like Ninja Theory knew too, and they were like, yeah, let's do that. I don't know if that, again, we're all operating on hearsay and anonymous reporting and anonymous sourcing, and it's all being whipped up into a frenzy. If the latter is true and Ninja Theory knew that this was the case going into the showcase and they were okay with it, then like I'm not going to be mad about it if it's what it is. But like, what do you think about this, Sam? Like, I know you were very, very upset to hear that Ninja Theory was even being considered, and because of the very keen point, and I'll make this just before I let you get stuck in that when Hellblade 2 was announced, everyone, me included, were like, we're getting a God of War like from Ninja Theory. Yeah. And then Ninja Theory close to launch were like, it's the same game, but just like way up. Like, it's
production quality times 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, oh, except for me, who I fucking loved it. I thought it was one of the best.
I loved it too.
Of that
it too.
But now with Senua, they are making what people wanted, an action adventure game with Senua as the main character. And now you're on the chopping block. How are you feeling about this, Sam?
Yeah, I mean, I feel bad. I think I am repeating myself from when we talked a bit about this on headlines, but it's
okay.
It's upsetting stuff, so it's worth saying again. Ninja Theory is what torpedoes the whole thing for me. If you want to say, oh, we're focusing on our big hits and we're reorganizing, we need Halo and Elder Scrolls out more, and we're going to talk about that part of things as well, I know. Like, that's one thing. Like, I think it's ugly enough that you want to cut teams to make room for that and reorganize around that. But Ninja Theory has a game. They have a game that's coming out next year. And in case anyone doesn't know this, when that game comes out, if it comes out, I guess at this point, it will not have taken 3 years to make. It's like 2.5 years of development time because they had such a foundation from Hellblade 2. I don't know, man. That sounds to me like the kind of thing you want. That sounds to me like the kind of thing you should be investing in. And even if worst case scenario you're not, you announce the game, see the game through, and then talk about things after. Like, at least if you are putting the game out there and saying this is an Xbox Game Studios production from our first party team at Ninja Theory, you should put the game out, and then you can have talks about, okay, all right, guys, we're not really sure you fit with the portfolio anymore. Like, let's negotiate. Let's see what they... I don't know. That's where I feel. That's how I feel about it. It's ugly. I don't like it.
Yep. What about you, Jesse? How are you feeling about this?
Oh, this is one of those shows where one guy hates it, one guy... I love it. I love when people are fighting.
I'm going to be contrarian. I think this is great.
Yeah, that's the sports or talk radio thing. But yeah, no, it has been frustrating in the people who just, they want to be mad, and so they go at it in the wrong angle, which is like, they don't know what they're doing. They have no vision. They have no... It's like, no, they do.
I just think have a vision because they're executing on it.
Yeah, it's just a vision we don't like. Like, none of us as fans of studios who make great games like this vision. It's not hard to understand. They put out a bunch of good to great games, and very few of them hit in either of the metrics that matter for them, which is, do you sell? Not that big a deal, actually. Just don't lose money as long as people play it. And then a lot of them lost money, and no one played it. It was like, it's a double whammy. You get the business reasons why. But as a human with empathy, you're like, it's not their fault. They were tasked with, take your time, make your dream project, try not to lose money. Some of them did because they just ended up not selling, even with ports and all that type of stuff. And to immediately turn around and go, okay, well, then that means you're out. Whatever that ends up meaning, because obviously nothing. The only light positive is this wasn't a rumor mill for a little while that things might be closed. People don't normally say it until it happens. Like late June, oh crap, I'm hearing some studios are going to close. Like, even that doesn't normally happen. To hear they're negotiating with studios is really weird. It's not normal. Like, it's not the normal way these news cycles go. So it gives you that little tiny bit of hope that everything doesn't fall apart. Doorbell rang.
Bing bong. Yeah, it's it's got to be. I think it's got to be said. Like, when we zoom out and look at what's going on with Xbox now, I think all of that discussion. You think back over the years and years of discussion around, is Game Pass sustainable? Is this making money? Is this the right path forward? Microsoft made a number of key decisions and key bets, and like, I can go all the way back to the launch of this generation of consoles, in that they bet on a premium and a cost-effective box. Mm-hmm. They did not bet on a pandemic, and everything across Microsoft got, like, all of their plans, all of their timelines, game development, everything got absolutely bollocksed. So they're already on the back foot. And then they just keep making mistakes. And I think it comes down to the Microsoft isn't built to be a games company. And I think like when we hear these rumors about Microsoft spinning Xbox off, like I see some positivity in that. Like in that, if they, I don't mean selling them, because I don't think any other company.
I don't think they want to sell them. They are their only consumer thing, really.
Yeah, like Microsoft own a treasure trove of IP, but spinning them out as their own independent subsidiary that runs in their own way and is removed from machinations of Microsoft Corporation could actually be a really good thing. But regardless, previous management made a ton of bets, and it's fair to say that regardless of what we may have thought, what we've been told previously, the chips, the cards are on the table now. None of these bets have panned out in the way that they wanted at all. And now it's like it's do or die, right? And I know that this sucks to hear. I want to make this very clear. I am in no way defending closing treasured studios, but the world in which these studios were acquired and invited to participate in the great Game Pass endeavor of, hey, to Jesse's point, come in, make the stuff that you make, like you're adding to this. Game Pass kind of funds it. That's it. That's its purpose. Well, hey, yeah, then we tanked Game Pass by buying ABK and putting COD on it and then losing a ton of money. And then we had to increase the price. And then that completely stunted growth to the fact we actually lost subscribers. And now we've had to undo all of that. And now, oh shit, that's a problem. And like, whether we like it or not, Asher Sharma has been tasked to solve it, right? And I think, like, I don't know that I'll get a bunch of people saying that I'm defending this. I'm not. This sucks.
Well, people always say that about when you explain a why.
Forever and ever and ever. I'm just explaining the possible business reasons.
The biggest mistake in the long run, like a bunch of logical decisions that didn't pan out, but one that a lot of us question. We're happy as customers that it happened, but putting Call of Duty into Game Pass ever just shouldn't have happened. Like, it was immediately one of those things where it's like, you're putting the biggest selling thing into a service. Unless it's really going to push PC, you don't have the hardware to gain from that.
Perhaps in an alternate world where they were still manufacturing consoles as many as they could left and right, and you're pushing Game Pass, and Game Pass can actually grow. Yes, I'm aware it grew on cloud and PC, but let's be honest, it's just very obvious at this point that those didn't take off the way they wanted to, or the way they hoped, or the way they bluffed that they would, whatever you want to call it.
If they had hit their 70 million Game Pass target, we would have heard about it.
Exactly. We would have heard about it a long time ago. In that alternate world, I think you can make Call of Duty on Game Pass work. And I think pie in the sky dream scenario with this whole return to console, that's probably what Asher Sharma and Matthew Ball want eventually, if I'm being. But like, that's eventual. That does not work with the economics right now. And we can, I guess, sort of get into the other side of things talked about earlier, which is like them publicly saying we want more Halo, we want more Elder Scrolls, we want more Fallout. That's where the investment's going to go. But that's going to take a long time. That more than anything is what sort of concerns me, because you can't just
flip a switch and make a Halo.
Well, how much money are they going to throw at Virtuos to get Fallout 3 remastered done faster?
Right, exactly. Like, how does that even work? And I don't know. I would love to hear what y'all have to say about it. But the other thing is, are they going to be patient enough to see it through? Even if you, and I'm sort of choking on my own bile here saying it this way, but I can't think of another way to put it. Even if you're able to get like a Call of Duty studio setup to get Halo and Elder Scrolls out, let's say every other year, dream scenario. Like 1 year there's an Elder Scrolls, 1 year there's Fallout, 1 year there's a Halo, whatever. Are they willing to see that through? Are they willing to invest long enough to make that happen? I know COVID wiped a year off of everybody. I get that. Fine. Games still take a long time to make. Games still take a very, very long time to make. They take even longer when it's new teams. They take longer when it's bespoke technology that new teams have to learn, which they will if it's Creation Engine or anything like that. Like, I don't know. Help me out here. I'm not convinced they are patient enough to actually see this pivot through, and that's the other part that worries me.
That is the rub, right? And if I could sit across and have this conversation in a very blunt, perhaps somewhat mean-spirited way, And I for once, this might shock him, and he's not here to hear it, thank God. But I kind of agree with Nick in one aspect of this. I know, in that, okay, Microsoft, like when you went day and date on PC, your fan base rebelled, but then they got around to it. They aligned, right? And they're okay. Yeah, you own Windows, fair enough. You know, like actually, you're kind of giving me this best of both worlds scenario with Play Anywhere. All right, you know, that's fine. And if they had carried on that way, bearing in mind that yes, PC is massive, but console players spend more than PC gamers. PC gamers wait for sales. They'll hold out and do everything they can. But what Microsoft need to do, if they're actually serious about this now, and they don't want to become just another Sega, if they actually want to bring back consoles and make the Xbox platform viable, they need to be the jerks that everyone thinks they already are, right? Like no one in this industry likes Microsoft. I like people that work at Microsoft. I like the Xbox brand and team. I like the Surface team. But when I get Microsoft and I picture them, I don't picture like, oh, I have a lot of loyalty and affiliation to that company. I think, fuck, right? And Microsoft, I don't think they fully understand this. I don't think they fully realize how much, in particular in gaming, this kind of niche despises them in so many ways. And if they already are branded evil and jerks, then if you want to bring your console business back, embrace it and be the evil jerks. Turn around, say it publicly and loudly. Oh yeah, Elder Scrolls 6, it's going to be exclusive on console to Xbox. You're not going to be able to play it anywhere else apart from on PC, blah, blah, blah. And keep doing it. And that's going to require, to your point, Sam, that commitment to see it through. You are going to lose money. You are going to spend tons of money on making Elder Scrolls 6 and Fallout 5 and Halo 7 and whatever. You need to make every single one of them at this point. If that's your goal, if your goal is to not like erode your brand further and you want to bring console back, you're just going to have to be a jerk about it. And the media side of this industry and the audience will rebel. They will spit at you for doing it, won't they? Like, let's be honest. If Microsoft turned around and did that, Elder Scrolls, the uproar would be calamitous. It would be a cacophony of noise. But there'll be players out there that will be like, oh shit, I really want to play Elder Scrolls 6. And they'll buy a console for it. So, like, that's where I'm curious about, and that's where I kind of agree with you. Like, do you actually have the stones to see this through? And that's where I'm not sure. What do you think, Jesse? Where are you sitting on this?
I love it. I love everything. Oh, wait, we're not doing that. I forgot. If I'm allowed to talk, according to that guy in chat. Yeah, it's been a baffling mix of over the years from them for this gen, where it's like, if you look at what they're doing, logically, you get it. Like, oh, that could work. I get that. That makes sense. But then for various ways, over and over again, none of them worked the way that they ever intended. The worst one that we talked about a lot, which again, people always say you're defending, but it's like, no, they were selling consoles fine, not amazing, but they were doing fine. And then they just stopped trying. They completely, like a few quarters before, they were the top seller in the US, like 2 or 3 quarters before they just shifted, let's put everything in the cloud and just stop trying to make much because prices aren't going down. And at that point, what they wanted to push this entirely different. Let's be everywhere. Let's make money everywhere. Let's have our next console play all your PC games, which I'm still curious if it ends up being all at this point, or if that's only in higher price models, like if their base console is just a console again. But they pushed so hard into an idealized version that then the world kind of falling apart, and of course the other two not participating in, has gotten us to where we are. They had these plans. You get your games, we get amazing creatives, and we let them make what they want. We are just there. Matt Booty's job has literally people. How does he survive? He's just there to support studios. He wasn't like cracking the whip and saying, "Hey, you get it." It's like, no, his job was to, hey, You need more time, you need more money, like in the Psych Odyssey thing, outside of being weirdo when it came to asking about IP ownership, in that he's pretty much just like, oh yeah, if you just need more time and money, that's fine. And people's like, oh shit. Like it was just about facilitating and trying to build this culture of cultures he talked about. And didn't work. Everything's taken too long. And for a number of reasons, which then led into, once they did come out, they're mostly pretty good games. Winning awards, getting journalistic big thumbs up, in sometimes, not all the time.
Oftentimes. Well, oftentimes.
But even like South of Midnight ended up in the high 70s, because of the combat mainly. And it took a long time. And in the time they did South of Midnight, I think Asobo put out like 5 or 6 games that all did pretty good in comparison. Like multiple Plague Tale and Flight Sim, and now a third friggin' Plague Tale game. And when you're spending all that time and money to build something up, when shit doesn't go right at the end of it, and all the people that used to run all that are gone, you're just going to get looked at in a company like this, and it sucks. Like I don't think any of us want, especially because most of them could be in a much better place to get shit out faster now. They've got their teams built up, they've got their tech, like Unreal Engine's in a good place finally. And instead of giving them that opportunity, it is immediately just the normal fire people, close things approach to everything, and I hate it.
And yeah, I mean, and that gets to the point of what I'm saying is, I understand if they want to, if Asha Sharma, Matthew Ball, all these others want to focus this new regime on only the big hits. Okay, we can have that conversation. That's fine. You can do that. I don't think they've changed the laws of physics. I don't think they've changed the laws of time. Like, how long is it going to take? Because in the short term, in the midterm, right now, the next 3 to 5 years, I'm looking at, all I'm seeing is you're going to be killing off games we could be getting in that time frame.
Yeah.
Like, if you're talking about the big hits, Playground basically had to build 2 new studios from the ground up to build Fable, and it's awesome, and I'm looking forward to that. That has taken, removing a year from the pandemic, 7 years for them to do. That's what you're talking about when you're talking about getting more Elder Scrolls and Fallout and Halo and probably Gears of War off the ground. I don't know, y'all.
Yeah. One of the big things people have talked about was they were buying up studios because Sony was in full money hat mode, and you're not getting Final Fantasy, you're not getting all these different games, and so buy them up.
They were going hard after ZeniMax as well.
And they had gotten Ghostwire, they had gotten Deathloop, they were trying very hard to get Starfield, though I doubt Todd would have ever said okay. But like Microsoft was in the, okay, well, we'll do this. And then that led to Sony buying Bungie. So it ended up being kind of bad for everyone in the long run, because reality has shifted now where companies like Square are like, yeah, we can't do those money hats. They almost killed us. We need to be everywhere. We love your Play Anywhere. Yes, give us money. They don't have to pay for everything anymore. And so now you're paying everyone's salary, everyone's healthcare, and to get games that perform worse than Escape the Backrooms, which you probably threw a couple $100,000, complete guess. You probably threw some small amount of money at the end of its production when it was ready to go, and now you've got one of the most played games on Game Pass of the year, versus you paid for a company for 6 years to get something that hardly anyone played or bought. And so from the corporate mindset, why would we keep doing that?
Yeah, and it's the economics. And we've talked about this a lot in the, like when Microsoft were like, we're going to go and do this. And like, this is still my position. Like, and there's a comment in the chat that I want to kind of touch on as well, in that my position has always been and will remain to be, I would much rather live in a world where the games I really love from the teams I really love continue to get made. And if that means they have to release on every platform in order for that to work, yeah, I would choose that future. But it is also true at the same time that it has absolutely flattened through a series of other choices that Microsoft have made, to Jesse's point about like giving up effectively on trying to produce hardware, plus with wars and the increase in the Rampocalypse, it's eroded their console business. So if they're telling us that the plan is, okay, we are bringing back the console needs to like be alive again, then they've got to go and do this, but it sucks for these teams. There's someone in the chat, Average Gamer Guy, who's like, just commenting, I think, on my point, where is your comment? Oh my God, scrolling through this list. Here we go. You're saying people will buy a console to play Elder Scrolls 6, but if the console is $1,000 and like a PC one, they just buy a PC. 100% right. I'm not including like, hey, what's going on with the memory price? That's another problem and another hurdle.
And it's also one of the main things that Matthew Ball and Ashit talked about. They need to have affordable hardware, whatever that ends up meaning.
And I think that's probably going to be
rethinking
OEM,
everything around Helix, which is
OEM reference hardware. More so.
The rumors around it always were that all RDNA 5 can be back compat with Xbox. You just have to like pay licensing to turn it on or whatever it ends up meaning. So instead of generally they've got their the different levels all the way up to like a powerful 90 series equivalent server blade. So like your 90 or 80 or 70 or 60. If they had been targeting 80 or 70, like series level of performance, which was $1,200, do they then go down to 60 as like the base? Like you go to the weakest one to try and have a $650 machine, because you can lose money early because you're selling to the people who buy games. Then you get a few years, RAM and storage prices go down. You can maybe drop to 500, maybe. Instead of being 600-700, you can go down to 500 and go for the casual market at that point, because your prices go down.
Yeah, the bigger question is like, look at the quality of Gears, look at the quality of Halo Campaign Evolved. Do we need new consoles?
Is Megalights literally the thing that keeps games looking and running unbelievable for a decade?
You give the teams time, they'll optimize something and make it amazing, right? Like I think games looked good enough 10, 15 years ago. Like, if we're getting this kind of level of stuff out at the end of the gen, why do we need to have a Project Helix in 2027, 2028? Why can't it be 2030? Like, let's keep this going.
Does it change anything, though?
I'll tell you this right now, and this will be the case over on the PlayStation side as well. This is not exclusive to Microsoft and Xbox. Be ready for the longest cross-gen period of all time.
Yep.
Like, games are not getting made only for the PS6 and Helix.
Well, especially if they have a PlayStation 6 handheld, because that's going to be weaker. Yeah, that's going to mean the target is less than a Series S for a decade or two.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm going to briefly pause and just a couple of super chats I wanted to tackle from Tiberius Monk, $5 super chat saying, just here to support the DayOne Show, picking up Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalice Chronicles, thanks to the DayOne review, narrated by me. Written by, was it Mr. Hipshot that did
I believe it was.
Welcome. And welcome, Sam, he says. We've also got the lovely Ursel saying, Sam on the main show, hype. Sucks about, everything else, but welcome, man. And yes, Ninja Theory better come out of this. I don't care how. We feel you.
And Ursel's in chat saying, as someone who games 90% on an Xbox, we absolutely need new hardware before 2030. And that's because he was playing the Unreal Engine 4 game, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which is fuzzy as shit. But that's because it's an Unreal Engine 4 game, just like the last one's going to be. So I'm sorry.
Yeah, and like I had a good time with Rebirth, but playing Rebirth on my base PS5 when it first launched made me think that my glasses prescription needed to be upped. And then it's like, wait, what? Oh, no, it's just this game.
I'm joining you next week. I'm getting glasses.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Fun.
Never had them before.
Welcome to the club. But yeah, like, I don't know. It's just, they can just focus on the big hits. I don't like it, but it's a perfectly valid strategy that can work. I just am not convinced at all about the execution, about the economics, about the timing, about the logistics.
Good
luck.
Their third-party Game Pass deals are going to have to continue to be on point.
They're not like, and I said this on the Daily Headlines show earlier this week. I think Game Pass has been great this year. I think it's one of the best years it's had so far in terms of third-party support. It's going to have to be this or better every single year in order to make up for it.
Yeah. Like, I don't agree with us saying that we absolutely need new hardware before 2030. I just don't. If a game can run at 60 FPS and look as good as Gears does right now on this hardware, I don't need my game to look prettier than that. Like,
I agree with you, John. I'm on your side. I'm not sure using the Coalition is perhaps the best example because they understand Unreal. Like, Kate Rayner and her team understand Unreal Engine better than Epic do.
It's mad, isn't it?
It's not.
Unreal's in a good spot, and people aren't used to hearing that. But Unreal Engine 5.8 is good. Now the AI shit they're trying to push and getting rid of blueprints seems to be pissing off a lot of people for 6, but that's years away. And if you just stick making on 5.8, and you can have good looking open world games that hit 60 FPS in Unreal. It is an unreal thing to finally see.
Is there any world out there where Microsoft could take like the existing components and set up for the Xbox Series X as an example, and kind of do a surprise rather than Helix, postpone Helix, surprise mid-gen refresh if they really wanted to do new hardware, and give the Xbox community and this new push a refreshed Series
They
X.
have
Plus.
refreshed it. It is on a
I
lower.
know it's had some
It's
adjustments.
on a lower
but, like,
nanometer die, but
You know
the
what I'm
price
talking
didn't go
about.
down. So
like a
and
proper mid-gen refresh.
they would have had to start years ago, right?
At least a year ago. I don't know. Those things, it doesn't take as long as a new console entirely. But
Was it
still
18 months
takes
on the
time.
Pro or something?
It's something like that. Yeah. And it was about 2 years on the Xbox One X, if I remember correctly.
But like the
Don't
Sam,
quote me on
they'd really need the stuff for upscaling that's not in RDNA 2 or 3.
that's the other thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I don't know. I just like, I'm spitballing ideas
Yes,
here.
they could. I can't imagine they would.
That's a very good way of summing it up. And honestly, like Microsoft or PlayStation, like I don't envy anything anyone is trying to figure out hardware wise right now. It's a catastrophe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like. Are Microsoft aware when they talk about this, about, you know, from the Xbox leadership point of view, they're talking about, oh, you know, the memory crisis. I'm like, not you, but you, Microsoft, the company, are one of the primary causes for this
I
problem.
think they are the
Are
primary.
you aware of that?
They aren't. OpenAI is the biggest one, but they gave OpenAI so much money that OpenAI is doing this with. Then they followed suit. So I blame them
They are
more than
very-
anyone.
They're starting, you can sort of read between the lines, they're starting to sort of go and wiggle their own way, but like they've been behind OpenAI on a ton of this crap. So
Like, and I'm not saying that means Xbox is about AI, but like when I say, hey, you did this,
big
like,
U, plural U,
yeah, the royal you.
They did it, and it's hurting, as she said in the thing, it's hurting them more than anyone because they, unlike Nintendo and Sony, they were not trying to procure these parts for a while, and so they just can't. Their prices are horrible, and Jez said they're losing over $200 on both consoles on every sale.
It's a really tough position. Like, and I don't necessarily have empathy. I have empathy for the studios that are going to probably suffer at the result of all of this, because hey, like leadership makes calls. Like tinfoil hat, leadership made calls. Leadership, it didn't work. Leadership have been removed. New leadership are in. Now they've got to do these hard calls and do stuff that is not going to be popular. I don't necessarily have empathy, but like it's a tough, like solving this is tough. Like we're sitting here with the community talking through it, and we're like, shit, like how do you get out of this? And it's like there's a million different moving pieces. I'm just curious how it's all going to shake out.
It sucks
really.
extra because you look at some of the places that were bought, and some of the people still there. And your Fergus and your Fargo, and they're still there. Tim Schafer working harder than ever, you'd imagine. But then you look at like Undead Labs, and that is a place that lost a guy who turns out to seemingly have kind of really sucked, because Jeff Drain left and then started up multiple other studios that all fell apart with him disappearing. But the people there worked their asses off and got the backing and the trust of the leadership. And so then if they end up getting screwed over by all of this, and it's like all they've done is work incredibly hard for years and years. And then their reward is going to be, sorry, all the people up top messed up, so you face layoffs or something. It sucks.
Yeah. Like, it's also, I'm probably going to get grilled for this, for even saying this out loud. The studios themselves would have had their own projections and their own, like, hey, we're going to go out and achieve this with this game, right? And it is, as much as like games are art, I'm with you, everybody. It's also games are a commercial product that needs to sell. And if you choose to make stuff like, I'm gonna sound like such a jerk saying this. I think Kiln is adorable and cute and great. And the second I saw it, I said, no one's going to play this. So I'm not wrong.
You're not wrong, but we boo you.
Right, okay, fine. I'll take the booze. But my question is, from a business point of view, this is really cute and cool and great, guys, but no one's going to play this. If me, layman, sitting in my home in rural England, can make that call? How did it get to the point of inviting creators out and hiring pottery farms and all of this jazz, and even making an online game without local play? How do we get all the way to there through 1 million people that are, I'm going to presume, are smarter than me and cleverer than me? Do you get what I mean? Like, some
I
of
get
this
it.
stuff,
I mean,
yeah.
my answer, and just because I will play devil's advocate if Double Fine is on the line, like
I
think
love Double Fine.
The answer would be because we were burnt out and Psychonauts 2 nearly annihilated us. And like,
I saw the documentary.
They've been very open about that. Like Xbox, and I will credit Xbox here. Xbox is the only reason that game came out. It was it was literally just all about to collapse. And even with all that, finishing it through COVID nearly destroyed the studio. And they said, we can't do this again. Let's calm down. Let's make multiple smaller, different things. Keeper took up a lot of the art department. I really liked Keeper. Keeper was an art director project. The fact that Lee Petty was actually the one directing it was very cool. Kiln was, hey, what can a small team that wants to do a multiplayer thing do? Oh, we had this Amnesia Fortnite project a few years ago. That's a cool concept. Let's spin that up. Like, you're correct, but also like it's very easy. You're also a jackass. Like you're correct, but you're a jackass. It's very easy to see how you get here, especially because, and unfortunately, it's probably not going to happen now. The idea was like, the next game Double Fine was working on was going to be a little bit bigger. It was going to be like more of a proper game.
I asked him about it, and he said it was. I think and I'm paraphrasing. It's in an interview online, so go check it. It's on Playday.1. But I interviewed him around the Keeper, and I was like, "Hey, what are you working on?" And he was like, "I think he used the phrase something more narratively rich, like in terms of like dialogue and wit,
big script,
but like I guess like my point just generally is, and I see this happen a lot in this industry, where I'm like, who is that for? Mm-hmm. And then everyone's like, I hate the Steam CCU number threads, but like they exist because gamers themselves can kind of be like, who's this? Who's this for?
Oh, no. Like that is, and this is a wider discussion that like, I think Double Fine is like, they're not even top 10 in terms of who was making the calls here. Like, I hate to turn that horse further into glue, but Concord, you want to go back to that and everything that happened over there. There's a High Guard. There's a ton of others. I don't want to pick on anyone in particular. The industry as a whole, and this is something like I have friends in publishing at PR who have agreed with me on this. The industry has a problem where internal reviews are not harsh enough right now. And I don't know, some feelings really need to start getting hurt because it would cause it would save some pain.
Yeah, it can very much be this game's perfectly fine. This is not a genre or a game that anyone wants right now.
Yeah. Exactly. Like, that's a wider, different discussion, but that is a problem as a whole.
Cool. Yeah. I mean, look, either way we cut it, and this is a decent chunk on the Xbox thing. We saw Craig Duncan and Louise O'Connor announce they were both resigning from Xbox Game Studios. Louise O'Connor was chief of staff for Xbox Studios, and Craig Duncan was the Xbox Studios head. All it says to me, and this is pure guesswork on my part, was these were resignations in protest. We said this on headlines. They feel like it. Like, hey, before the heads start to roll, these guys looked at what was about to happen and were like, we do not want to be the people delivering this. Sorry, we're out.
Or and it's the thing about the way people will take vague news to marry to what they want to be true. Where I've also seen people be like, oh, their heads are rolling because they put out a bunch of slop.
Could be. Yeah. Could be.
It's always impossible to tell, which is why I like that us, not the professionals that we are, we just report it, and we don't have headlines and shit to try and push a narrative.
Yeah.
Which I just saw nonstop around everything lately. Nor have we gone on social media and said, oh, I've heard bad things about X. It's like, who does that help?
I've heard lots of things, but I'm not going to post it publicly because theorizing and kind of like it's like a sports bet or some shit about people's livelihoods is a dick move.
Well, it's not even that. It's people farming engagement by saying, "Oh, I've heard this thing about this thing you like. Oh, I'm really mad. Aren't you mad?" And then they get engagement.
Yeah, be mad with me. Yeah, it's fucking gross. I do not.
Yeah, Sam. I'm kidding.
Stop doing it. Come on, Sam. Behave yourself. All right. Sounds like I'm not used to this. You guys are mean.
No. You just gotta take it.
But yes, there's lots of drama out there. We've got some other bits and pieces to talk about, some curios this week, and I'm going to just throw these out here because, in the interest of time, PlayStation been in the news a fair bit this week. First of all, the CEO and president Nishino commented on their PC strategy with some vague bullshittery. That kind of like tried to give people a kind of like maybe there will be some single player.
It just reads like case by case.
Really.
It reads
like case by case to me.
Because there's no incentive to ever not be. You've already put things out there. You're gonna put new things out there. You don't have to say what they are. You can leave it vague, and they won't get attacked for it. They'll be fine. Yeah.
Jason Schreier obviously commented on this and said, there's no ambiguity from
internally there isn't.
Yeah, internally it is single player narrative games are forever
exclusive. Was it last month Herman Hulst said in a company-wide memo?
Yeah, it was a town hall, I believe.
Yeah. I'm sure that's the case right now. We will see what happens in another year or two. Like,
that's the crazy thing. Like, I know people are like, oh, Xbox is down bad, PlayStation are kicking their ass. They are. But all of these companies, all of them are thinking, fuck, this is really bad across the board.
It's just Nintendo. Everybody. Like, Nintendo they've lucked out by being very smart, and the majority of like their grunt work is contracted from like Bandai Namco and Koei Tecmo. If stuff goes bad, they didn't have to fire the Metroid Prime 4 team. They just shifted the contract over to, Christ, I can't remember their name. They're awesome.
Retro.
Retro
is first party for Nintendo, but yes,
But the other ones, it wasn't like, oh, we're going to fire this first party studio or cut them.
There was no one to fire. They just took the contract.
Yeah, they can move contracts around, and it's a very different thing, and they're very smart with having things ready. And even they have struggled at times to have like a constant cadence of releases, but compared to everyone else, like they're still the unicorn. But every other publisher, like it's going to be. Once that goes through with EA and the Saudis, if they have any money left, it's going to be really bad.
Mass Effect 4 to come out at all.
It's going to be ugly over at EA. I would say the other publisher that's figured out is Capcom. Capcom has a pretty darn good system going right now.
Capcom and Saber.
It's a great emulation for Microsoft to look at. You know, when we're talking about like how do you get a Halo and a thingy, like let's be honest, like judging from the success and the hype and frankly the quality of the Halo Campaign Evolved remake, I fully expect Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo Reach, Halo ODST, like do them all with this level of quality and care. And a couple of years between dev, because you are just kind of remaking something. You've got the structure and
it's not like their main team, they're working with others on it, and
you can contract it out. All of that
we'll have to talk more about Halo in a minute.
We will do. We will.
That's actually, you know what, John, that's a very good point. Like, you want to get more Halo out, like emulate Capcom with that. Like the Resident Evil games reuse a lot of assets. They reuse a lot of ideas. They reuse a lot of basic structure. Those remakes can do the exact same thing.
And Campaign Evolved is with Infinite.
Yep.
They're serving fans as well. Like, bear in mind, hey, Resident Evil fans, we want more Resident Evil. We want to remake all the things that have been in this franchise for like 20, 30 years. Okay. Oh, look, we've sold millions of them. Great. Let's just keep doing that. And they will. And like Microsoft has 25 years of games to go back and remaster. That's why things like Oblivion Remaster exist. That's why you'll see Skyrim probably go down the same path, because of course people are going to pony up the cash for a fancy looking one.
Their remasters are tougher. They can't remake them. Otherwise, you're essentially making a whole new game. But what you can do pretty easy, you can remake Brute Force.
Yeah, Brute Force 2, baby. We've seen some other bits and pieces, some odd things on the PlayStation side, and this kind of brings a little bit of Xbox into it. Call of Duty Black Ops 1 and 2 are being ported to PlayStation 5 or PlayStation 4, keep me honest here, or both.
It doesn't. So literally the tweet is we don't know. Yeah, the tweet is literally, yes, Black Ops 1 and 2 are coming to PlayStation. They are ports by Iron Galaxy. So it's ABK once again helping.
Because they were trapped in PS3 land.
Yeah, they're only PS3. The 360 and PC versions are hacked to shit. They have confirmed these are new servers for the PlayStation, and that's it. Like, that's nothing else. The only other thing I have noticed is that Call of Duty Black Ops 1 and 2 on the Microsoft Store now have their year after them instead of the word Windows.
Yeah, I don't know. When I first heard, when we first saw the ratings information, I assumed, and I think many other people assumed as well, that these were going to be remasters, sort of like the excellent Modern Warfare 1 and 2 remasters that were done by Beanox and Raven, if I remember correctly. I think Beanox and Raven led the dev work on that. And those remasters are absolutely excellent, high quality, very well done. Sort of underrated when people talk about like the best remasters in the industry. Those don't get brought up because they're Call of Duty, but they're really, really good. That's what I was assuming and hoping for here. So I'm a little disappointed. It has to be for everything, right? Like, there's no the servers on 360 PC versions are atrocious. This has to be for everything.
I have asked PR, and they said they have nothing to say except for what is on Twitter. And the Twitter posts were pretty much just generally replying to the fact that the PlayStation backend had the games just there, and people just kept, every post from them was just pestering about what is this, and they finally just said, yes, we are porting these two games to PlayStation.
I don't know. It's just weird because I know a remaster would be more effort than a port, but also Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 are stupidly beloved, even by Call of Duty standards. Those games would sell stupidly well, so it seems to me it would be more worth the effort there.
You see, they updated the prices. They lowered them a little bit, but if you still want everything, it's like $90.
Wow.
Yeah, like the game's 40, because I don't think people realize, like, the Call of Duty games like never go down in MSRP because they just sell forever.
No.
So that they are down to 40 now for the 360 and Microsoft Store and Steam and stuff, I think, but it's still like $80-$90 for all the content.
Yeah, there's no way they're going to come to everything. There's no way they will.
It's
free money.
That hopium.
I mean, it's free money, like you said, even if they don't want to put the effort in for a remaster. And also, I just have a very hard time buying that they would put up new dedicated servers just for the console. PlayStation versions of a port of two older games. Like, it doesn't track.
Yeah, I think the reality is that this stuff leaked. They were being hassled about it, but they're not ready to talk about it in full yet. So they've confirmed what's leaked, but really they want to release Modern Warfare 4 before they start talking about anything else that might be happening.
This is coming next month.
Right now. Well, then what the fuck do I know?
Yeah. I'm saying these literally, as they said, next month.
Weird.
Sure.
Right before Modern Warfare 4?
See, that's the other thing, because it feels like these would be better suited for a down year for COD, and Modern Warfare 4 isn't. Like these would have been great to do last year, in my opinion. I don't know, timing wise, maybe it just didn't work out. I know Iron Galaxy also did Tony Hawk 3+4, so
yeah.
I don't know. Weird situation. As long as the ports are decent, people are still going to buy them and play them, though.
So it's official. The original Black Ops and Black Ops 2 are being ported to PlayStation in July, courtesy of our partners at Iron Galaxy. Both will include campaign, multiplayer, and zombies. Those are the tweets.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Well, there you go. Other PlayStation news, and this is the big one for today, I think, or the first of the two big ones, is Halo has been causing a bit of drama online following a Q&A from Halo Studios where they answered a bunch of questions, including, Sam, what we talked about on Tuesday with Lasso.
Yes.
Which is, if any Halo player will know, is legendary all skulls on. We were like, is that all 42 skulls? Because that sounds insane. And they've confirmed that no, it's a select list.
Because it can't be too many of them contradict each other.
Exactly. So you theorized correctly, Sam. But the thing that's causing a lot of consternation out there, and understandably so, is the split screen requirements for Halo Campaign Evolved. And I'm going to just read directly from the blog post here. It says, the question is, are there any Xbox account requirements to play the game solo or co-op? Yes, just as you do today for Halo the Master Chief Collection and Halo Infinite. To ensure smooth cross-platform progression, to play Halo Campaign Evolved, you will need a Microsoft account and an Xbox gamer tag. Okay, regardless of where you play. So, pause for a moment. yes, you'll need a gamer tag, an Xbox gamer tag on your PlayStation 5 console, right?
Makes sense. It's free to set up. Like, so
Easy
far, so
peasy.
good. So far, no problems.
Nothing wrong with that. This enables both cross-platform play and cross-platform progression. A few additional items to keep in mind for launch day include, if you're on Xbox and you're playing split screen on an Xbox console, the second player will also need a unique Microsoft account. Now, this is unusual because typically you would be able to sign in as a guest
Player
in the past, and it
yeah.
would say Sticker Mechanico brackets 1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, whatever the case may be. And here they're saying, no, the second player will also need a Microsoft account. If you want to play online co-op, you'll need a Game Pass subscription for both accounts, right? Unless it's your home console, in which case the Game Pass would apply for everyone, I guess. Very confusing here. Clearly, it hasn't been thought through because of the complexity. But because of this decision to require a Microsoft account, we've now hit a hurdle when it comes to PlayStation 5, which says if you're playing split screen on PlayStation 5, both accounts will need to have PlayStation Plus and be linked to a Microsoft account. This is where players are like, sorry, what? Because on Xbox, if you've got your home Xbox, whatever the case may be, anyone logged in on my account that's my home Xbox has access to everything I pay for. So my Game Pass subscription, my online connectivity, all my games, blah, blah, blah. Apparently that's not the case with PlayStation in some way. Like, that's news to me. I think they have a guest account system, just like Microsoft
bet
do.
you it just works fine when it finally comes out. And they've just got it wrong.
I would love that to be the end of this scenario.
I would love that. I would love that to be the case as well. Also, it would make it very amusing, all this huffing and puffing, if it is over nothing. But to be fair, again, play devil's advocate. If this is actually the case, this is weird. And it
would 99% be tied to the cross progression save stuff. So maybe the fact that everyone who plays, you log into the Microsoft account, your save goes everywhere with you. You can do that in like, friggin' what is it called? Indiana Jones has that, where you can log into your Xbox account and bring your save wherever you go. But that game has no online functionality. So maybe it is just
Avowed does as well. Yeah. I think Avowed does as well. Not the Outer Worlds 2, though. I don't think.
Yeah, it was been annoyingly inconsistent.
Yeah, very, very annoying. Would love that to be like a standardized thing just across the board. Xbox, please. But yeah, I think you're probably right, Jesse. If this is the case,
how many times have we run into PR telling us stuff that they're reading the terms of service, or they're just this is the base answer for everything, and then we get it and we're like, oh yeah, no, it's not like that at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'd be very curious to see if this is the case. I have reached out to Microsoft for clarification, but being a weekend, I'm not expecting a response until Monday.
I mean,
at the earliest.
If you have a disk copy and you're not hooked up to the internet, does split screen just not work? Does it work? If it requires you to be online, then it's stupid.
That's where I'm curious.
But it's like, but the game says it supports offline play. Why wouldn't split screen work then?
And that makes me think that even worse, this might be someone just writing, well, of course, you're playing online split screen co-op. And then, yeah, of course. Okay, well, now we're different kettle of fish. You're talking about going online. That's different. But
that's not the same thing. Like, if someone wants to hypothetically just play and, like, I don't know, the internet goes out in their area, but they've already downloaded the game, they should just be able to play split screen co-op together. Like, correct. Like this, this isn't that complicated.
I feel like they've bundled together the question here, because it says, are there any Xbox account requirements to play the game solo or co-op? And it should be, are there any Xbox account requirements to play the game solo? Answers. Are there any to play co-op? Can I play offline?
Right.
Answers. And we've just kind of got them all smushed together in like 4 paragraphs of confusing nonsense. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like there's a lot of drama.
And why doesn't PC have split screen? That's more annoying. I hate that they always do that.
Yeah.
It's more powerful most of the time. It can do split screen.
It's great on an ultra wide. Like,
I got this friggin' screen. Imagine it on this super ultra wide. I could have 4 people going.
Yeah. Amazing. Like that would be like having a whole screen to yourself each in split screen.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. But yes, lots and lots of drama out there. And what really bugs me about this kind of story is, like, I wrote up this story, right? I wrote this story up today when I saw it all going on.
And you were like, grr, I'm so mad.
And I said, this seems weird. we've reached out for comment, like what's going on, but I didn't go, it's these guys' fault. But then I see headlines from professional journalists who are like,
media
and
people.
the worst thing was, I'm just like, Paul Tassi, bro, what are you doing?
You just said
write
professional journalist.
Xbox,
Why are you saying Paul Tassi?
You literally wrote Xbox to blame effectively in your headline, but then in your article you're like, I don't know who's to blame. So like, I get it. You want to get the clicks, man, but like, that's some disingenuous bullshit. Because we don't know. Like, I suspect that Microsoft want to collect all the data, and if you're going to log in, we want the gamer tag info, and that's a thing. But I also think that Sony have some curious rules about cloud saves and sharing data across, and it requires a PS Plus connection, whereas you don't require a Xbox Live. What is the equivalent? Essential connection for cloud saves. They just include it.
Game Pass Core.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That feels very odd to me. Bit of a mess. Anyways, so all that drama's kicking off.
The industry is a mess. You know why people do it this way, though. We're not confused. They do it because it will generate clicks.
Yeah, it's gross. And then speaking of Paul Tassi and PlayStation,
Oh yeah,
he took to the internet to confirm that Bungie may indeed lose up to 50% of its team in a layoff.
They've already lost.
This came following a post from someone else saying that they were going to lose.
It was a French journalist. I forget his name.
Yeah, which is crazy. And when is Sony's end of financial year?
It was last quarter, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Sony, for what it's worth, Sony's layoffs are not usually as tied to the financial year as Microsoft and some of the others. Not saying it's never been the case, but they seem more willing to just do it whenever.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Bleak. Well,
wasn't Bungie was up well over $1,000, really, like 1,100 people at one point?
When they were first acquired. So when they were first acquired, Bungie was about 850, which was huge still, because that was when they had broken away, obviously, from the Activision publishing deal, and they had to staff up more in-house, and they had all these other things they were spinning up. And then when they got acquired, by PlayStation, they staffed up immensely, like so many of these other companies.
A lot of transmedia ambitions. At one point, Bungie hit like 1,200 people. There was talk about them trying to emulate Blizzard, and there have been multiple rounds of layoffs. And then in addition to the rounds of layoffs, there have been some people who have been moved into PlayStation. Everyone knows about Gummy Bears and the Team LFG.
Team LFG. There was also, it wasn't just them, there were also a couple hundred of like data analysts and player engagement specialists and people like that who were moved. They're basically doing the exact same thing. They just work under PlayStation proper instead of under Bungie now. There's some really cool people there. I know some of them. And then there are now going to be these additional layoffs. So that's a long-winded way of saying Bungie got huge, and then they're still big, and now they're about to be cut in half.
They're about to still somehow be very big. Yeah. Even being cut in half, because they still have so many people, but it sucks.
Yeah. I mean, they will, but 400 people is like...
That's all of Ninja Theory, Double Fine, and Compulsion Games combined.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying it's not big. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying 400 versus 800 is like... That's why they're not going to be supporting Destiny beyond this.
Yeah, and he also talked about people that tried to say there was like a revenge factor from Sony about Destiny. I was like, no, it was just, it was costing more to run than it was earning.
Yeah. God, it's all so bloody dystopian, isn't it? And that's not to mention the entire team at Quality Labs. Lunar Abyss got laid off. The guys behind Thick as Thieves, Other Side Entertainment, laid off 17 staff. It's bad out there. And then to top it all off, which as another story I had to write up earlier today, was one of the co-founders of Ubisoft, Claude Guillemot, died in a plane crash yesterday, alongside, not in the same plane, because that would be a weird coincidence, Bobby Prince, the composer of the Doom soundtrack, died earlier this week at age 81. So it's just a miserable, this whole industry is just falling apart, man.
Condolences. That's awful.
It sucks.
Yeah.
It's like,
Claude was I think it was just him. He was the pilot of his own Cessna, unfortunately.
Yeah, he was with an instructor apparently. So 2 people died, which is awful.
Yeah. Bobby had a good long life. It always sucks, but when you look at someone like you, if I make it to my mid-80s, I'll be happy.
Yeah, same, man.
I mean, the world's going to be horrible by then. It'd be on fire. It'd be really hot. But, you know.
Start scouting out warlords right now. Next.
I got to look for the biggest gator around here.
Yeah. But look, I realize that's a lot of discussion around kind of miserable stuff. Like,
What about
be fair.
you X'd it out, but there's a whole Peter Thiel talking fuck club.
God almighty.
Yeah. Like, I don't have much to say on it.
It's a group of rich people who get together to try and sound smart to each other and maybe date. Called dialogue. Because everyone's a nerd in the long run.
Yeah, well, nerds will inherit the earth, and yeah, that's how it
after
seems
ruining
to
it.
shake out. Yeah,
Fallout got new people: Thomasine McKenzie, Manny Jacinto, and Emily Mortimer. 3 good actors for season 3.
If anyone has not and you seen it, check out Last Night in Soho. Criminally underrated ghost story movie. I really enjoyed it. It bombed at the box office. It did not do well, but it has Thomasin McKenzie starring opposite Anya Taylor-Joy and Matt Smith.
Yep, it was good.
Really it's basically an episode of The Twilight Zone turned into a full movie. It's really good, and so she was great in it. Definitely
Jojo Rabbit as well.
Yeah, she was in Jojo Rabbit. I think Jacinto, correct me if I'm wrong.
He was the acolyte and what is it, Parks?
Yes, he was the Darksider that everyone got thirsty for.
It's a Community or Parks and Recreation, one of those two he was on. Or The Good Place. I think he was in one of those and people really liked him. Good place.
Yeah. So like this is a good group. This is a good crew to see on there. I've loved the Fallout TV series so far. I think they've done a great job. And they also, prior to this announcement, they also confirmed already that Aaron Paul is going to be joining the cast. So that's a pretty studs.
It's one of the biggest shows on the planet.
Yeah.
I still haven't watched season 2.
It says you are a fraud who hates the community.
We just did not get around to it. It's very busy, but it is on our list of things. We're watching it like soonish.
Also, I just want to credit that team as well, like for getting a big budget TV series out and not taking 2 years to do every single season because no one else seems to have figured out how to do that.
The Pit.
Big. I said big budget.
The Pit's not big budget, but it's not small budget.
Okay, all right. When I'm talking about the blockbuster shows, I'm really looking forward to House of the Dragon tomorrow. But like, my God, the 2-year wait is killing me. So like, I appreciate that the Fallout show is just a year and a half. That's more reasonable.
Yeah, for sure.
I suppose that means we could get the 3rd season next year, maybe, possibly.
Good old Collingwood with $3. John, what was that Xbox film and TV hat?
That's what I want to know as well. I've asked, full disclosure, I've asked multiple people and I cannot get a straight answer.
Do you know what my gut feel is that they had stock lying around from an abandoned film and TV thing, and
it was never called that though. Remember, it was a different thing at the beginning of the Xbox One gen. It was like I've looked up Xbox film and TV, and it didn't exist.
This is new. Whatever this is something new. It makes me.
And no one's asked a question about it.
No one's answered. Everyone's asked.
I've asked a question. No one's answered my questions about it. I'm going to go full conspiracy theory mode here, and I have literally zero proof, no sources, no anything. This is just my gut. I think that they've seen the success of the Fallout TV series. We know the rumblings that a Wolfenstein TV series from a lot of the same producers is still going to be underway, and that's going to be a thing. I think that with this whole realignment on big hits, they want a dedicated film and TV crew to work and
get Gears finally through the door on Netflix.
Get Gears through the door on Netflix.
Halo.
Do
the Fall of Reach book.
Do something good with Halo. Like probably twist Todd's ear and get an Elder Scrolls show out the door. Like something like that. Like that is no sourcing. That's a prediction that we'll see something like that announced in the next year.
And you can tell Nick's not here.
Digging on that. Like, I'm curious.
Nick's not here because you said Fall of Reach book TV show and not do Halo CE. It's like, there's hardly any friggin' story in it. You need to go to the book first, man. There's not that much story in CE. There's no setup.
Yeah. It's Fall of Reach first, like 100%, which is getting a narrated, audio, acted book.
Which I'm on the list for to review. I can give you the email if you want, Sam.
Cool. And please do that. Please do that. And also, they've properly, I think, retconned all the mistakes Bungie made about like all the different things that conflicted, like Spartans never fighting elites before Reach fell, which was obviously ridiculous now in the timeline. Like there's a lot of small details in early versions of the book that have had to be brushed over,
quickly adjusted.
Yeah.
But yes, there's lots of good stuff. I tell you, like, we're going to get into community questions and stuff in a minute, but like one TV show that I am watching at the moment and have been so surprised by, because I thought this was going to be a cheap cash in, is Star City, which is the spin-off from For All Mankind, which from a sci-fi show, For All Mankind was absolutely incredible. I haven't loved the last 2 seasons, particularly the last one that just wrapped, season 5 felt really low budget, like they're just trying to wrap things up and they've run out of money. But Star City is going back to 1969, except we're all from Russia's perspective of the space race, and I am so surprised at where it's gone in the 5 episodes that I've seen so far. But the quality is right up there. I thought it was going to be a cheap cash in, and I am stunned at how good it is. So if you loved For All Mankind and really enjoyed those early dangerous space travel, people doing things that are crazy, you might want to check out Star City because, okay. Also, every Russian in it is a British person.
You guys have ruined what actual Russians are. Like most people look at them like, why do Russians look so, I think not English in real life?
They did the, what's it called? The Chernobyl approach, which was like, don't have people talk in fake Russian accent. It's distracting. They said, let's not do that. Let's just have everyone act in their accent. So like one of the main characters is the guy in his, I can't remember his name, the guy in his underpants from Notting Hill that's Hugh Grant's flatmate.
Never seen it.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, but he's like the chief designer, and occasionally the Welsh comes through a little bit, but it's mostly very British accents.
Yes, comrade. How are you doing?
Yeah, it's good though. It's good. I was impressed. Okay. Anyways, it's that point in the show where we're gonna have a look at what you lot have to say, because one of the perks of being a supporter and a member of Day One is the opportunity to ask a community question every week, which we love you for, and a big thank you to the people that do contribute in that way, because without your support, frankly, we wouldn't exist. So much love to everyone that is a member. If you're interested in getting onto that bandwagon, just head to playday.one/memberships and you can sign up and show us all your love, and obviously ask us questions every week. And oh boy, it's great to be able to be reading these out myself.
We should rotate. We never get to read.
Yeah, we should rotate.
You can do this week. Yeah.
Like Nick really wants to be on the show. He's asked if we can bring the show forward next week, like 2 hours or something. And I'm like, but then I've got my kid's bedtime. That's why we do it at 10:30. But he's like, but what about the people that will miss me? And I'm like, you're on holiday, bro. Like, go enjoy yourself. Like, I'm not. I'd love it if he was here, but go enjoy yourself. Like, we've got this.
Like John was trying to force me to do a hangout stream tomorrow. I'm like, nope, sorry, I got to go to family.
He's out for Father's Day.
Doing a cookout.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing a stream tomorrow, just as a heads up for people. It's going to be a Steam Next Fest stream. I'm going to be trying out at least 10 different games from Steam Next Fest. So come hang out with me. I'm going to schedule it and stuff at some point tomorrow evening. So keep an eye out.
Evening America's afternoon to early afternoon?
Something like that. Anyway, let's have a look at the questions. And the first one on the form is from a tree frog that is purple. And his question is, which is rather salient, TV. We were just talking about that. Hey guys, me and my other half, my wife, as of Monday, congratulations, Purple Tree Frog and Mrs. Purple Tree Frog, recently caught up with From, a horror TV show starring Harold Perrineau and from Lost in Oz, which we've been really enjoying recently. Now we've switched over to watching Mr. In Between, an absolutely fantastic Australian comedy crime drama. I've seen clips of that one. It is very funny. Was wondering what you've all been watching recently and what you thought of those two shows if you've watched them.
Sam can go because John just said everything.
Yeah.
So just rewind a couple minutes, and you'll if you didn't get it before, you'll hear what John's been watching. Like I said, I have been rewatching some of House of the Dragon to prepare for the 3rd season that's about to hit. I love the book Fire and Blood. That this is somewhat loosely adapted out of. So we're hitting some good stuff. No spoilers, but there's some big stuff that's about to happen, about to kick off. Otherwise, I recently almost finished. I have 2 more episodes to go, but I started a Netflix series called The Burrows, executive produced by the Duffer Brothers.
Canceled.
Yeah, it has been canceled. However, I've heard that it actually ends pretty succinctly with the first season. Like you can still watch it. I've enjoyed it. It's a good little mystery. It's not the best thing I've ever seen, but like it's fun. I like Alfred Molina. He's a good lead. Yeah. So that's been enjoyable. Let's see, what else have I been watching? I have not been watching half as much TV as I usually do, just with SGF and travel and all that. It has been rough. I haven't been to the theater in a couple months either, and I usually like to go to the theater at least once or twice a month, so that's been rough as well. I need to correct that.
I just spent $60 on tickets for myself and Amanda to going to see The Odyssey, not in IMAX, because IMAX was twice as much, and the chairs destroy her back, and it's 3 hours long. So we're doing 70 millimeter, not IMAX. And then doing Spider-Man Far From Home in their whole super cool, it's almost like a gigantic OLED laser theater.
Nice.
And so those will be mid-July and very early August. So finally back to the movies. As far as watching things, we were halfway through Spider Noir before SGF hit, and we got to get back to it. It's been very good.
Oh, yeah, I still need to see. It's just this. We are drowning in high-quality production.
That's why everything is a race for your attention. Everything.
Yep. Gotta get the eyeballs. But yeah, if you're comfortable with just a 1-season quick little mystery thriller, and like you like Alfred Molina, check out The Burrows on Netflix. It's not a long commitment.
I will mention, and it's a random tangent because there's an additional question here for me. It says also, John, we know about your dislike of playing horror games, but how do you feel about horror film and TV shows? Keep up the great work. TV and film horror, funnily enough, doesn't often scare me because I think horror as a genre of film is arguably usually the most predictable. Like I will watch them, and I'm generally like this with most movies anyway. Bad guy, gonna betray them, dies first, like that kind of thing. And with horror,
that guy.
Unfortunately I am that prick. But there's if I had to one of my all-time favorite horror movies, I would put The Babadook in there.
Because you hate your kids just like her.
Yeah. Why can't you just be normal? I like the more psychological horror over jump scare type horror. But I'm all fine with it. I loved the TV series on Netflix. What was it? The House on Haunted Hill, or the Haunted Hill House, whatever it was called.
Yes.
The bent neck lady.
I just watched that for the first time a couple months back. It took me forever to get around to it because I've loved Flanagan's other stuff Midnight Mass, absolutely excellent. The Fall of the House of Usher, excellent. But I hadn't watched Haunting of Hill House, so I did finally go back and watch that. Superb. That
stuff. Bent neck lady episode, I was just when that happened, it was chef's kiss, absolutely brilliant. Weird tangent. I've taken to at the moment, my sleep is so screwed up. The jet lag has completely ruined me. I'm on the melatonin again to try and get it back under control.
Stop caffeine. That's all you need.
I don't typically have any caffeine after 1 p.m.
Liar.
Very, very rarely. So I don't think it's anything like that. But
stop the cocaine.
Sport. I've started watching random films that I kind of would skip over, or classics that I've seen 100 times in the hopes that I will fall asleep because my brain won't pay attention to them. And I ended up watching a Jason Statham movie last night called Shelter.
Yeah, I watched that.
Right? But here's the funny thing. In it, he's an ex-MI6 asset called a Dark Kite, right? Who's he's a 007. And what are MI6 running? A quantum AI computer AI thingy called Thea. Now, what 007 Bond game have I just fucking played with an AI quantum computer that's predicting intelligence called Thea? It's literally the same fucking plot.
Yep.
And I'm like, do I know this? Do the people that produced this film know this?
That one's interesting as well because time-wise, that you said that film is recent, right? It just came
out last year, I think.
Last year, I think. But
last year is close enough. It's no one could have copied the other here. The
thing that happens a lot is if there's a pitch and then it gets rejected by someone, but then they like, I like that idea though. I'm going to make that idea with my own guys. Like, that's why a lot of times you'll see very similar movies all come out at the same time, because they go to one studio, they pitch it, studio says, nah, or the studio loses the bid for it, and they're like, fuck it, we're going to do it ourselves.
Sure.
But I don't think that would have happened between IOI and whoever produced Shelter.
Well, and also this game was in development for a long time. It was a long work to get.
But I thought it was a crazy coincidence, and
That's
like
why
the only thing I will put it down to is that Thea is an ancient goddess that embodies sight and vision, right? So I could get the kind of like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Let's call it that. But like the plot similarity, I was like, what the fuck? Anyway,
but anyone watching, that's a good Statham movie. That's like Beekeeper.
Yeah, it was good fun.
It was good. Every once in a while, like some of his movies are just really fun. Like
I watched the other one, Working Man. Was it Working Man?
Yeah, I think Working Man.
The bank job one.
Working Man is when he was literally a construction guy.
Oh no, okay. The bank job one I thought was really good, where his son got killed by some inside bank job heister people. So he joins the company to get revenge, and it was really like a really.
They're doing Beekeeper too.
Yeah.
And he's doing Jason Statham Stole My Bike.
That's
great.
Funny.
It's a comedy where he's playing a fictionalized version of himself. Every once in a while, man, those like the first Meg wasn't good, but I didn't hate watching it.
It was fun.
But then the Meg 2 I watched on a plane, and even I'd like with no audio, and I was like, man, this is just bad.
Yeah, I have not seen the second Meg, but I've heard
it's so over the top.
The first one was very dumb, but like it was dumb fun, like to watch.
They were trying to like MonsterVerse it, like it just goes down to a billion things. It's kind of like that Troll movie. If you ever saw the like mid 2010s Troll, it was shockingly good looking for being a tiny little budget of this giant troll who comes up from the ground, and then they had way more to it in the second one, and just not as good because they pushed too far.
Yeah.
But anyway, sorry, random tangent, but I thought it was just a funny thing.
No, that's wild. That's you or I or someone is going to have to bring that up to IOI next year.
Yeah, right. Like, did you guys know this?
PSA.
Next question from a Speedo model. Lovely. About the Asus ROG Xbox Ally X Windows 11 handheld gaming PC device. Hey there, Day One crew. Been a while since I asked the question. So I recently became the proud owner of an Asus ROG Xbox Ally X Windows 11 handheld gaming PC device, and I wanted to know.
Didn't write all that.
What are some must-play handheld games? I've been enjoying the normal recommendations, Replaced, Vampire Survivors, Cuphead. So what are the games that you've enjoyed that others may not think of for the handheld? Good games on Steam, AAA bangers that play great. Thanks for all you guys do, and keep up the great work.
Doom the Dark Ages.
There you go. I will throw a couple out there. I don't actually have one of those myself, unfortunately, but I have played with them, at different events and all that. So Lies of P, shockingly well optimized for it. If you're into that kind of game, if you don't like that kind of game,
if you're a good gamer, not a little bitch.
Well, I mean, they have the difficulty options now, to be fair. So they added those.
You didn't play that one before launch, did you?
No, I didn't. I played at launch.
So I had it for I got it immediately after Starfield, which I put 110 hours in a week.
Right.
I never told anyone that. It was 1 week for my Starfield review, and I have 110 hours played. So whatever that means, it's really dangerous for my health. But then I went right into Lies of P, which pre-nerf the day before launch Lies of P is the hardest thing I've ever played. Everyone had 3 times as much health and did twice as much damage. And they were nerfed the day after my review was done, which was the day before launch. And then they nerfed them again a week later, and then they nerfed them again a week after that, and then they nerfed them again at the DLC when it came out. So, Jesus, it was amazing. I loved it.
I genuinely do not want to think about what that final boss
Luxatia. I beat Magnus, Simon, and the puppet in like 3 turns after her because I had to make myself so strong. I went and leveled.
Yeah.
I leveled up to like 100 or something to be able to take her out because she was so ridiculous.
That's nutty. That's absolutely nutty. That's wild. But yeah. Sorry, going back to the question, if you like those kinds of games, Lies of P, if you like roguelikes, Hades and Hades 2 are extremely well optimized, and they run like a dream.
Yeah, you can put it at 13 watt mode and they'll be perfect.
Yep.
I play a lot of games on my Xbox Ally X Windows 11 handheld gaming PC device because, frankly, even though I have my criticisms of it, it has genuinely changed how I consume games a lot of the time.
You're like a Steam Decker.
So, yeah, like it's just when I want to chill out, I will often just take the handheld and go lay down somewhere and just play for a little bit. But games that I would thoroughly recommend playing on it: Sword of the Sea, which is Steam. I don't think it's out on Xbox yet. It's not playing anywhere. Stuff like Dispatch, Chorus, which is a space sci-fi narrative combat game. It's really good. Corvus, yeah.
Dispatch is coming to Xbox and it has Play Anywhere support later this summer. So
perfect.
Just putting that out there.
Perfect. Mini Shoot Adventures, Junkster,
Mini Shoot,
Black Jacket, 007 First Light. Holy crap, it runs great on the Xbox Ally X. Like, genuine surprise.
Dave the Diver.
Black Jacket is great. I can vouch for that.
So good.
Very underrated. I have not seen enough chatter around that game.
Yep.
It's
mad.
Mina the Hollower, absolutely perfect on there, as you would hope. Lego Batman, shockingly great. Terratech Legion, good fun. Power Wash Simulator 2 works pretty well. Forza runs great. Dave the Diver is perfect. If you're going to play Adventures of Elliot, also ran perfectly on it.
I would also, look back at AAA games from like within the last 10 years, like Xbox One gen, PS4 gen, stuff like Batman Arkham Knight. Wow, runs amazing on the handheld, 60 FPS. Looks
just
great,
got Play Anywhere support again.
Like there are tons of things out there that really, really work. The one downfall is if you go to that too far back, you're in that era where everyone was like, oh, everyone's got HD TVs. Let's make all the fonts really fucking small. And on a tiny little screen, sometimes that's not great. But there's tons of
Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4. I did a lot of my my post review playing on this.
Yeah. I have been asked by a member of the community to, 10 months later or whatever it is, re-review of like the Xbox Ally X, post lots of updates and stability and all that jazz. So it's on the list of things I'd like to do. I'll do my best. But thanks for that question, Speedo Model. Enjoy your Xbox Ally X. Next question from Tiberius Monk about Stuntman Hollywood, the Day One edition. Hello, everyone, at the glorious almighty DayOne Show featuring John and friends. I get why Nick gets a little buzz out of that. That's the lift I needed. Recently, there was a reveal for Stuntman Hollywood. It's really fun. And it got me incredibly excited as a fan of both gaming and film, especially the idea of getting to reenact classic action scenes from the Universal Studios film catalogue. This inspired my question for the week. If you could recreate any two action scenes as segments in Stuntman Hollywood, what would you choose? Name one from a Universal film and one from a non-Universal film. My picks are the T-Rex chase from Jurassic Park, specifically when the T-Rex is bearing down on the Jeep and Jeff Goldblum is frantically muttering must go faster. The sandstorm sequence from Mad Max Fury Road. Oh, the pure, beautiful chaos of Max and the convoy driving straight into that massive sandstorm. Thanks as always for a great show. Take care and ciao.
I want to jump into this one. I immediately had and people aren't going to think of it, but if you can do it the way they did it in this very old, very good, very racist movie, the French Connection with Gene Hackman has that friggin' car chase where they didn't have the permits to film any of it, so they were just driving like idiots around New York City when it was the grungy, grimy, gross place those movies always showed it to be. And it's a great car chase, and if you make it like you're doing guerrilla filming, I think that would be fun.
That's cool.
Guerrilla, not ook guerrilla.
What about you, Sam?
I'm thinking. Universal. Sorry, I freely admit I just pulled up Universal's page because I'm like, I know there's got to be some hidden gems I'm not thinking of.
Oh yeah, I don't even know if that was. I'm guessing French Connection. Universal.
Yeah. Let's see here. What do we got? Oh yeah, James Bond, of course. No Time to Die. You can definitely do like one of the chases from there. Like pick your poison from any of those.
There's tons of stuff, man. Like I've got the top 100 IMDb. Jason Bourne, the first one with the mini chase
with the shaky cam, so you puke by the end of it.
Cam. Yes.
Like what else have we got? And the thing is, like you can be imaginative with this as well, which is what I really like. Like they've got the Flintstones in there. Like imagine a Flintstones car chase where you've got the feet, because it's all like, do you know what I mean? It's not a real car. You're like, you've got the feet running through the bottom of the car.
Oh,
like
what am I thinking? Of course, Twister. Like, duh, Twister. There you go. There's the answer. That's my big answer.
Fuck
It's
yeah.
like the storm chase in Twister.
That's
absolutely.
great. And like, there's bikes in Stuntman. So like, if there's bikes, can there be boats? In which case, could we do a Jaws chase of some sort with the shark and some explosions? Like,
We'll put an asterisk on that one. Put it out there, but
yeah.
put an asterisk on that
But
one,
suffice to say, there's lots of choice out there.
I'm looking forward to Stuntman Hollywood. It was a fun time.
Yeah, it's again another one from Saber. Probably going to be like $40-$50. Have fun, enjoy. See you later. The end. So we'll see. But thanks for that question, Tiberius. We're going to move on to the forum, and there's only 4 questions to go before the end of the show, and we'll kick off with our good friend.
We don't have to do it. You can just say the name.
-G. So, gents, on a scale of 1 to 10, how you all feel if these studios not only rumored getting shut down, but other studios that are not rumored, something like id Software or some other studio under Bethesda that gets shut down out of nowhere, to all of your surprise, but your gents' reaction to these worst case scenarios?
1. Worst case scenario, you get it. It's a 1. That's why it's the worst.
Yeah, 1. I'm already at like a 3 or a 4 just with what they've announced, or not they've announced, that's not fair, but like, the chatter that's out there that probably happened. That's a 3 or a 4 already. So yeah.
I'm feeling similarly. Like I am concerned, and I'm more concerned about what we don't know about yet.
Yep.
That's like, if I'm right that Craig and Co were like, yeah, we're out, we're not going to be a participant to this. Like, if that's true,
jog on, mates.
You know what I mean? Like, I could imagine, like, if I was in Craig's position and I was told it was just those 3, I'd be like, I don't like it, but I can survive that, But like, I don't know. It's
ugly
stuff.
There's been a breaking news. There's been a reply to your Bad Magpie preview that just says Microsoft fanboy.
What? Huh?
I was very confused, and I want all of you to be confused.
Sure. Okay. Sure thing.
Okay.
Sorry, Destin Cutler.
It's all right. You can call me names. I don't mind.
Yeah, but I normally do blow them up because they're not going to have anything positive ever to contribute. But you get one more chance.
Fair. All right. Next question from Jesse Brother. On the subject, a tale of 2 Jesse brothers. Happy podcast 319, fellow Xbox's deadheads. I finished 007, First Light, Replaced, and Pragmata twice now. So until Halo Combat Evolved drops next month, I decided this would be the perfect time to attempt Control again. As Jess sent me a great controller that actually has working bumpers, and I figured out how to adjust the settings so I don't constantly die, I am loving it right now. So much that I'm even more excited for Control Resident later this year. My question is, what are the chances that releases on time? Jess, please tell Jesse Brother that he will get to play as Jesse Faden's brother in 2026.
They seem supremely confident on the release date. It just comes down to, do they think it's going to get lost in the shuffle?
If it gets moved, it does not have anything at all to do with the quality of the game or how development has gone. The build I played at SGF was super smooth. I know there was some choppy PS5 Pro footage that was published a couple of weeks prior or something like that. I don't know what happened there. I don't know if that was a capture error or there was build issues in that build. What I played was immaculate, just absolutely fantastic. I'll be honest, I don't think they're going to move. I think they're going to be the ones to say we're riding this out, we're sticking it out, especially because this is not officially confirmed, but some pre-order listings on different websites have changed, and it looks like maybe Onimusha Way of the Sword is now launching on September 4th. That's not confirmed yet, but if that is the case, Control will absolutely just stick it out.
Yeah. Hope so. Like, Ursula was really positive on what he played with Control as well. And similar to you, Jesse Brother, I played Control the first time and I was just like, oh, this doesn't feel good.
It ran like shit on old hardware.
And then when I tried it again, I think it came to Game Pass, and I tried it again, and I fiddled around with some of the settings, and suddenly it clicked, and I saw that game through in a couple of nights, and I really enjoyed it.
It's a good game with an amazing ending, though the story doesn't get one. But the ashtray maze, or whatever it's called, amazing.
Yeah, it was nuts. Yeah, it was so cool.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, cool. I think you'll be all right, Trav. You'll be playing Control
You'll be good, bro.
Just fine. Next question from Didac 3. Subject of the Xbox acquisitions aftermath. Hello, Day One crew. Never seen any kind of showcase, let alone a great one, get this muted due to bad news so soon afterwards. It's really sad to see and makes me just want to play games and not engage with any of these discussions, but something has been really bothering me about all the studio closure talks. Phil Spencer and Matt Booty acquired all these studios under the promise of financial stability due to Game Pass revenue. But it all changed when Game Pass stopped growing. Did they not think of a plan B besides being multi-platform? What would you guys do to avoid all of this? Niche games like Hellblade and others were never supposed to be big sellers, so why were the PlayStation versions a solution? Did the studios themselves push for this? Phil is often described as being nice to a fault, and I'm pretty sure he felt that saying no to any of these niche games going forward or the PlayStation ports would be a betrayal to each of these studios. We all know how Pete Hines felt before he left Microsoft.
Mind if I take point?
Nope.
Please.
So I can tell you why. I can absolutely address. At least I can't. Okay, I can't say what I would have done in their position because I would have done some things differently and I would have made some of the same mistakes. That's just the honest truth. So I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole because that would take a very long time. But to the point of where the studio's doing it, where the studio's pushing for the ports, yes, almost universally, with perhaps one exception that I'm not going to get into here. The studios were very. Yeah, there it is. Thank you. Thank you.
That's my guess. Anytime you say someone didn't want their game on PlayStation, I assume Todd Howard.
BGS and Starfield are the exception. That's correct. Setting that aside, all the teams were very enthusiastic about getting PlayStation and potentially Nintendo Switch versions, because here's another thing. A lot of these ports do not cost what people think they cost. I know there's been some debate around that, and there's definitely discussions to be had about did they do well enough to sacrifice the brand reputation for doing it. That's fine. That's a different discussion. But a lot of these ports were dirt cheap. I mean, South of Midnight, that port was basically not done by compulsion. 2 or 3 people from compulsion oversaw Sumo Digital. It was a very small team at Sumo Digital, and they handled bringing it to PlayStation 5 and Nintendo Switch 2. So yeah, the idea was it was a very cheap way of potentially getting a ton more revenue. The problem is Forza Horizon 5 did stupidly well. Indiana Jones and Sea of Thieves did pretty well, and Grounded did okay. And that's basically it.
Yeah.
I think Alinea was like 10,000 for South of Midnight. Was there
some of the Age of Empires stuff was like ridiculously low, like absurdly.
Yeah, like I do not see any big PlayStation audience like hankering for Age of Empires. It's just not.
Well, it's funny because Age of Empires actually has a history on the platform. It was on the PS2.
Yeah, there's which is funny.
But isn't that a thing? That's the thing with the GDK moving forward, where it becomes you can just make everything here. So that would potentially make ports even cheaper. But even then, with this new leadership, I don't expect them to be an all the time. Like there will be this is a big ass live service thing.
Yep.
That's the only thing that ever is likely
the
to be a port.
Minecrafts, the Call of Duties, etc. Yeah.
Yep. I wonder what's going to happen with Halo in that regard, because all
Halo
of the
multiplayer.
future of Halo is PlayStation.
I genuinely think you are going to see Halo campaigns and Halo multiplayer become 2 very distinct things. Halo Infinite obviously already tried to do that, but then didn't quite exactly get
they never did another
they're gonna
campaign.
They're gonna solidify that. Yep.
Interesting. But yeah, in terms of like what I would do differently, like again, these guys placed bets and they didn't pan out. And you can kind of see the scenarios evolve. Like when Bethesda acquired, what was the phrase? This is about great exclusive games where Game Pass exists. Okay, cool. Right, we're on board with that. And people assume the same of Activision, but then the math no longer worked. And and COD kind of then screwed it. Then the lack of consoles in the marketplace screwed it, and it's just all snowballed into where we are now. It's so easy to say with hindsight, I would have done X or Y. I don't know. What I do know now is that if it depends on what their goals are as a platform. If their goal is we want Xbox to be a console platform now, like we need that box, and it needs to be central and core to what they're doing. They're going to have to start suffering low sales from some fantastic games like Gears E-Day, like Clockwork Revolution, and future games like to make people go out and get on board. But in this scenario that we're in right now, where hardware is so expensive, that's not really tenable. So lots to sort out. I have no idea.
That was one of the things I kept seeing with I think Craig Miller called them sacrificial exclusives, and that they should drop hardware, go full third party, have their stuff everywhere. I'm like, it was like 2 months ago, everyone was yelling they need exclusives, and then now they're going to do it, and everyone loses their mind. I think the reality is nobody knows, but everyone wants to know.
Like I said at the beginning of the show, they need to just embrace the evil. If they're going to do it, embrace it.
Austin Powers is embracing it. They're bringing back Dr. Evil and Austin Powers 4. They're embracing.
There you go. See? But yeah. Last question. Last question. From the lovely good old Collingwood, who says, hello, John, Jesse, and welcome back, Sam. Subject, amenable companions. Let's cut to the chase. Sam's last visit was way back on podcast 69, dude. Nice.
Was it really podcast 69? Wow,
that's a long time ago. But I did not submit a Patreon question that podcast. So, Sam, are you, this is important, or have you ever been a fan or viewed the 90s sitcom Friends?
Friends is fine. Friends is okay. I've seen some of Friends. There are some episodes that have aged better than others. There are some episodes in that show that have aged very, very poorly. Just gonna be honest here.
Hey.
It's fine. I think it's okay. Me personally, I'm a Seinfeld and Frasier guy. Those have always been my two sitcoms that those are the ones that if I'm in a bad mood, I put
You
those
love your Zionists and MAGA heads, don't you?
Jesus Christ. Thank you.
Everything we love from our childhoods is poison now. Yay!
We can recount the views of everyone involved in everything sometime. That'd be fun. Yeah. No, I mean, but yeah, I mean it's fine. It's fine. There are definitely sitcoms and other shows that have aged way worse than Friends, for sure.
Wow, and good old Collingwood has actually linked a news story here from BBC News.
Yeah,
from
sad.
2 days ago, James Burrows, the legendary director of Cheers and Friends, died at aged 85.
Yep, he was a big part of a lot of stuff. And Frasier, right?
He was very heavily involved in getting Frasier off the ground, too. Yeah.
Wow.
Very
legend.
sad.
What a legend.
85, We can only all make it that
innings,
far.
Mate. Yeah, I hope I do. I doubt it, though. I kind of don't want to be that old where everything is so broken, I don't know. Anyways, there is one thing that I think is really important that people need to know about before we wrap things up. And that is where, I'm out there on the internet. I want to know about games and stuff.
Yeah, I've been trying campaigns. I've been looking for modes.
I want to know about the games, but I don't want to read all these ads. And I just wish someone would send something just straight into my face or maybe my phone in a form of some sort of legible, well-written email type thing.
Some electronic mail, perhaps?
Yeah, Sam, would you have anything you would recommend for folks that want to know about games? What would you suggest?
Yeah, so if you missed it from when I was on Headlines a few days ago, I have my own newsletter called Campaign Mode, which the story behind that is I was thinking about the fact that I love strategy games, and strategy games do not get a lot of coverage anymore.
True story.
It really sucks. And what always excited me about booting up a strategy game like an Age of Empires or one of Blizzard's many legendary games was always just starting the campaign mode. So that's the story behind the little name there. That's the fun little detail. But yeah, it is free to sign up. The link is in the description of this video and wherever this video is going to be posted. and it is free to sign up right now. If you want to get in on the ground floor, you get an email for anything I write about. My schedule, to be blunt, is all over the place. I've had a lot of stuff recently because of Summer Game Fest previews. It's not usually that hectic. It's usually more like once a week or something like that. And yeah, come sign up, come check out what I'm writing about, and really appreciate your support.
Do it, people. You know what to do. Go sign up to Sam's thing, or I will be personally sad and upset at you. But Sam, in all seriousness, big thank you for once again joining us for several hours of your time.
Yeah, no, I mean, thank you again for inviting me. I longed for happier topics for the most part. It will be nice. Maybe,
we got to talk about games.
We did get to talk about games, you know.
Yeah.
But like, in spite of it all, I mean, this is even before some of this stuff came out, when we were all hanging out at Summer Game Fest. I think the resounding theme resonating with everybody was like, yeah, this industry sucks, but love the people in it, love chatting about this stuff, and we do it because we care, right?
Yeah.
And that effort is clear. That effort is clear every time y'all do something. I mean, the production value that your team puts into everything just always astounds me. It is like, I'm not no shade, not being rude, blows a lot of the competitors out of the water who I know have 50, 60, 100 times the budget you do. And so I really appreciate seeing the effort you put in, and you know, I'm rooting for y'all.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you.
We literally have no budget, so they sometimes have 10,000 times the budget.
Yeah, that's arguably true.
I was trying to be modest for you.
Don't like honesty.
But big thank you to everybody that's come and hung out with us today. I know that you probably have missed Nick's frothing at the mouth, rage-filled anger at what's going on with everything. But don't worry, he'll probably force us to move the show to like 8 p.m. UK time, so that'll be like 3 in the afternoon US ET. And then before you know it, he'll be back from a hotel room somewhere in Greece with his family, all being angry at him for even bothering to.
Everyone in the background has a full unibrow.
Yeah. But until that time, we will be back on Tuesday with more headlines and coverage from whatever the heck's happened on Monday and Friday. And then we'll see what happens from there. But Jesse's got a bunch of reviews coming out next week. I don't think we've got any more yes, we do have a preview as well.
Yeah.
We're still doing it.
It never stops. It never stops.
And hopefully soon I will be sailing on the seas, preparing for my review of a certain...
We'll be reviewing Black Flag. You can just say it.
Yeah.
They don't normally care. I have a review on Sunday. Keep an eye out for it. It's scheduled. Yes, Sunday.
That's interesting timing there. Okay.
Just think of Japan.
Yeah, that's
for them. It's Monday.
It was. What was the other one that was on Sunday a few months back? It was a Japanese publisher.
Yeah, they're normally Eastern devs.
That makes sense because that might be Monday. Yeah.
But go figure. Anyway, people, be good to yourselves, and all you fathers out there, happy Father's Day.
No,
I'm going to put the bottle of vodka and the card out because my dad's going to a mini car meet tomorrow morning very early. I will be asleep. But holy crap, the show is finished and it's midnight. Do you know what this feels like? It feels like a normal bedtime. I love it.
And even when next week's super long, it'll still be early for you because we start so early.
Yeah, I'm all for it. Sam, always a pleasure, man. Thank you so much. And everyone, ciao for now.
Bye-bye.